What's up, level uppers? Welcome to the Level Up Show, episode 205. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm one of your co-hosts, Andrew. I make the show Midori. I'm joined tonight by Kelly Jellyfish on Discord, as well as Joey Vantera.
Hello.
Yo, yo.
Yo, guys. Mike is not going to be here tonight, guys. Unfortunately, late today, he found out that his work schedule changed and he has to be in work super early tomorrow. So he cannot stick out a late night with us. But I figured I'm going to take advantage of this in a couple ways. For one, I don't have work tomorrow at all. I'm off for, I guess
Nice.
it's President's Day, right? Is that what's going
Yeah,
on?
I didn't know till Friday. They're like, "Are you working Monday?" And I was like, "Why wouldn't I be?" No
So,
idea.
Since I'm off, and also on top of that, we have Kristen's parents here helping us out, just visiting, but also helping out. I'm willing to go a little late tonight. I'm not saying you and Joey need to, Kelly, but I figured I would do a stream timer tonight. And I'll do a maximum of 3.5 hours tonight if you guys want me to, and we'll end the show officially when you guys are leaving, Kelly, Joe, and then I'll just stick around and I'll talk with you guys. Maybe I'll welcome some people on Discord. We'll just kind of have a level up direct kind of thing going on if the stream gets extended to a certain degree. I figured why not, right?
Sounds good. Look, if I can stay up till how late was it? 2 or 2:30? Do all those
Yeah.
staggers?
Yeah, you were up
This should
real
be
late
no
that one
problem.
night.
3.5 hours is nothing.
Yeah, but guys, of course, if you enjoyed the stream tonight at any point, hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. We will do our best to give you a shout out, turn on notifications, make sure you get alerts whenever we go live. And on top of that, the prize wheel will be active throughout the entire show. That means anything worth $5 or more will get you a spin, subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping, hosting for 10 viewers or more. And now that we have the stream timer active in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, if you sub, tip, or cheer, it will add on to the length of the stream. 2.5 hours is the minimum, maximum 3.5 hours tonight. So you'll see that happen, I'm sure, at some point. And if you want to see what each thing is worth as far as tips, subs, and cheers in minutes, just type !sub timer into the chat, and that'll give you guys an update. But anyway, let's get away from all that. Kelly, we'll start with you. How are you doing tonight? How was your week? How was your weekend?
I'm doing well. I have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off of this week. I took it off for like a mini, like at home,
We're at
like a
5
staycation,
months
I guess.
already, wow.
So I just have to get through today or tomorrow and Tuesday, and then I'm home free. So I'm really
Nice.
excited. And I went and may have done something stupid. I bought the full version of Fortnite, which was a gamble because it's supposed to come out in 2018. I just don't know when. So as soon as I bought it, Johnny was like, "Watch it come out next week," and I'm gonna be so pissed.
To be honest with
I'm
you,
gonna be
I don't
pissed.
even know what that means exactly. What's the difference between the version that I play, the free version, and the one that you just bought?
So there's two modes. The free
Shame.
mode is the battle royale mode that everybody
Shame.
plays. The paid version
Shame.
is kind of like a PvE. It actually has like quests and a storyline and a base that you can like build up, and it's kind of, I guess there's different levels that do different things. So there's one that's like a not necessarily a tower defense, but you have these waves of zombies coming through you, and you have to defend like this little central unit.
Right.
You can put like traps, similar to in Fortnite where you can put traps down. It's the same concept, except instead of fighting other people, you're fighting zombies, and you can play with other people. So that PvE part of it is what is the early access paid mode, and then the 100 versus whatever and whatever solo duo squads is the free version battle royale. So I
Okay.
gave in and bought the PvE version and was playing with Rick the other day, and it is very fun. And I am waiting for it to be like, "Hey, it's free next week." I'm gonna be like, "Mother effer."
Yeah.
So if it's free in like 6 months, then it won't be that bad. But if it's free in like less than a month, I'm gonna be angry.
We're going to be talking about Fortnite tonight because there's actually a cool story from this week about the future of Fortnite and the things they're going to be adding to it. So we can
Yes,
talk about it a little bit more
Johnny
then.
was talking about that yesterday with me.
I think it sounds really exciting. I'm excited to get to that
What?
story. Oh my God, Kelly, what are you doing? That didn't take any
Nothing.
time at all.
Don't worry
Jesus.
about it.
How do you multitask like that? First of all, you're just like talking to me normal, and in the meantime,
Because
you're
that
going
is
through
my
PayPal.
That is my whole job. It comes out free in March. That's not so bad. That's next month. That sucks. Okay. No, I was talking to my dad the other day. He was like, "I hate typing on the iPhone because he has big fingers, and the iPhone. He has an iPhone like 5, I think, which is or 6, which is tiny
Right.
compared to like the 7 or the 8. And so I was like, well, just use voice command. And he was like, what is that? I was like, just dictate it. And he was like, I feel stupid talking on my phone. I was like, yeah, you feel stupid, but it lets me like write an email and send a text at the same time. And he was like, I would just type what I was saying. Like, how do you keep it separate? And I was like, I don't know. My whole job is just like I'm texting people and writing emails and answering
Yeah.
phones, and I'm always all over the place. So, you
Very
know.
nice. Well, that added 10 minutes on the
Oh,
timer. And
try my best.
also, we had, I think it was EXG Seto, or maybe it was Split Maniac, because I know he was going to resub tonight. It might have been
It
Split
was
Maniac.
Split Maniac.
Split
He
Maniac.
resubbed at 5 months.
There you go. And that
Woo!
added 5 minutes as well. Those, of course, go into our first prize wheel segment of the night, guys. If you don't know, we now separate prize wheel segments into 4 throughout the show to isolate
Goodness.
them, keep them condensed. So we will get to your prize wheel spins a little later in the show, probably in the next 30 minutes. Ziploc Bob says, I feel you. Remember DC Online? I bought that the day it came out. It's free to play now. Yeah, I remember very early on DC Online was not free to play. I never played it myself, but I know that it had a pretty strong following, actually, and was a pretty cool game. The reason I know that is Greg Miller, kind of funny, was always pushing DC Universe Online in a big way, but I'm not somebody that tried that out. Joe, did you ever try out DC Universe Online?
Like back in the day when it first came out, and it was fun, but I never paid for it.
No.
Like as
Yeah,
soon as it
I
was free, I
can't.
tried
I
it.
can't bring myself to pay for these MMOs. I just can't do it.
No, it's bad enough that I spend a lot of money on World of Warcraft. I'm not
What about
buying
Final
anything.
Fantasy? Didn't you go with that too a little bit, Joe?
I did, and it was fun. It really is worth it if you don't have an MMO that you're currently playing. But it just sucks paying monthly because like if you're playing for a couple of years, like imagine the amount of money that you're actually putting into it. And the reality is that when you finish an MMO and you finish the story and you did all the raids, you got all the best gear, you start again, and then a
Yeah.
couple of years down the road, like you got a few $100s pumped into that for the same game you're playing over and over again.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I didn't get to ask you, Joe. How was your week? How was your weekend? You doing well?
Oh man, it was great. Like I'm exhausted right now because I was hanging out last night with that's the Zelda tattoo chick.
Are we going to
And
give her a name, or is she just always going to be a Zelda
oh,
Tattoo
sorry, that
Chick?
like came in earlier Discord. Her name is Caitlin.
Caitlin, okay.
Yeah,
I'm still
so
going to call her a Zelda Tattoo Chick.
I just feel like that'd be easier.
Me too.
But like we hung out at a bar last night till like 5 in the morning, and then I forgot that I had to babysit at like 9 a.m. I told my aunt that I would, and so I left my door unlocked, and this kid jumps on my bed like 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm pretty beat, but I still managed to stream today somehow.
I saw
And
that, yeah.
yeah, like went through Colossus like a bag of chips today. Like it was great.
Did you start it fresh today and finish today?
No, no, I started like I think I got it the day that it came out, did like 2 Colossus that day, and
Uh-huh.
then been playing a little bit off stream, and then today I went through like 4 or 5 Colossus today.
Nice. Let's talk about Shadow of the Colossus, because I talked about it a little bit last week. Joe, did you play the original?
Oh yeah, tons of
Of
times.
course, I figured you did. How are you feeling about the way the remake looks, the atmosphere, the control methods? Like, what's your feel on it all?
It's funny because like in the first time that I played it, I was frustrated with like grabbing ledges sometimes. Like you end up in this weird glitchy sort of like if you grab the ledge the wrong way at a weird speed, like you just glitch out, and that's still a
Right.
thing, and it's really funny. Graphically, it's way better than it was in the original, and there's even I feel like some of the paths are different, so it feels like a completely new game to me a little bit. And they reported it again over onto the PS3 mixed in with Ico a while back, and I
Hmm.
did that last year. I played that game, and it doesn't feel like the same game. Like I'm not bored.
I agree with you, and I don't know if that's just because my memory is not correct. I don't know what's going on there, but I agree with you. It feels like it's a different game in some ways as far as where you can go in the paths and how those environments look. I don't know if it's just because it's so beautiful now, and sometimes like the forests feel more dense and more alive. I don't know. I need to go back and compare it to the original. And I know actually in this remake they have concept art, like art that you get throughout the game, and you can look at comparison pictures. They actually built that into the UI, like into the menu system, where you can check out the old game versus the remake. So maybe there are environments that they do compare. But I agree with you. Sometimes it feels like an entirely new game.
Yeah, but I'm having a lot of fun playing this game.
It's so good. I had a lot of trouble with Colossus, whatever you want to call it, 15. I know you probably haven't gotten there yet, right, Joe?
I have it, but I don't remember which one that is.
Yeah, and I won't talk about it specifically, but almost all of them so far I remembered 90% of how to beat the Colossus.
Yeah.
This one, it took me like an hour, and it was kind of frustrating because I was like, I know how to do this. I've done this before. I did it on PS3 like 3 years ago. Like, what is going on? Why can't I figure this out?
It's
And
funny because like some of them are harder than others. Like I'll be spending
yeah.
a lot of time. Like Tobes was watching me today, and like it took me like an hour to do one. I couldn't do it. I stopped streaming to go eat, came back, and then did it on the first try.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens. That was like me in a Cuphead that one night where I was dying over and over and over again against the devil, and my game crashed, and I had to restart the computer. And I was like, "This isn't happening tonight. I'm not going to be finishing this game." First time back, I beat him. I'm like, "What the hell happened?" Maybe it was just like that.
Phenomenon,
I
man.
was able to cool down, take it easy,
That's
while I
exactly
restarted the computer and just collect myself. I want to give a
Clear
quick
your head.
shout out to Jempanada in the chat, part of Twitch Connect, a Facebook community that I've been utilizing over the past couple months. Very generous Facebook community that's bringing a lot of new viewers over to our channel, and just great place to talk with like-minded streamers and share your problems or whatever things you're trying to work on. And it's a cool community. And Jempanada, you're doing a great job over there. I know you're a moderator, so it's nice to have you on the show. Welcome. I'm Andrew, if you didn't know. Anybody who's coming from Facebook with Twitch Connect, I'm Andrew, and it's very nice to meet all of you guys. Anyway, Kelly, I don't think we heard about anything you were playing. Anything specific that you were playing this week that you want to talk about?
Just a lot of Fortnite and a lot of
Yeah.
Minecraft. Also, as a complete side note, like completely off track. Do you remember I say way, like it was forever ago. A couple weeks ago, we were trying to sort out the video, and you were like, "Oh, there's a way where it flips back and forth based on who's talking." Mine is doing that now, out of nowhere. I don't know what it did,
Really?
but yeah, now it's flipping back and forth, whereas it wasn't before.
All right, we're gonna
So
have to figure out how that works so that when Joe does
yeah, I know
want to
that
use
was
his
cool.
video, it'll just automatically switch back and forth between the two of you,
Yeah.
and that
Well,
way I don't have to
Discord
take up
just
more.
did an update,
Oh, that's
so
true.
maybe they ironed out that bug.
Maybe. Because I don't want to take up more screen real estate by adding two windows. I'd rather just have
Right.
one window for the both of you, and then it'll just switch back and forth as you guys are talking. That would be perfect. So we'll try that out on a future episode when Joe wants to have his video. Joe, why don't you want to have your video up tonight? What's going on?
Oh, honestly,
Come on, Joe.
there's no big reason. It's just I got out of the shower, my hair is like
I'm sure you look
huge.
beautiful.
I like blow dried it, and it's like that's what I was just texting Kelly in Discord. Like my hair reaches the ceiling right now, and it's great. But I can
think
like
that
go put
looks
on a
lovely.
sweater and a hood and turn on my camera if you
No,
want to try it out.
I don't want to make you uncomfortable
No,
or
it's
make
not a
you
big
do.
deal.
I do. I want to make you uncomfortable.
There is no such thing as making me feel uncomfortable.
Well, if
That'd be
you
one of my
end up
stories.
wanting to, let us know, Joe, and we'll turn on the multicam hopefully and see if it works out.
Yeah,
Because
no
I did
worries.
update Discord because I saw that as well, Kelly. I think it was because they added spell check, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love their little updates. They're hilarious. The way
Oh.
they put in there,
Yeah,
like,
they're really smart
everything's
with the
spelled wrong.
marketing, for sure. Jempanada says, "Will do. Thanks for the shout outs, Andrew." No problem at all, Jempanada. We appreciate everything Twitch Connect has helped out with over the past couple months. I've noticed people coming in from Twitch Connect, and it's awesome to see. Guys, if you didn't know, we did something new this week. We utilized the community feedback suggestions to create our new name for subs. We wanted to have something to call subs besides level uppers, because all of you guys are level uppers. Anybody that watches the show is a level upper. But we wanted the subs to have a specific name, and we were going through a lot of +1 club, +1 group, +1 army, +1 squad, all these +1s, and then Joey comes in out of nowhere with +1 posse.
Damn.
Bam, alliteration, just like that.
It's a good fit.
It fits. +1 posse. So anytime we get subs, and I'm going to say right now, Split Maniac, welcome to the +1 posse. You are now a part of it. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you subbing again for the 5th month in a row. And I think I'm going to start calling you guys posse people. What's up, posse people?
That's a good one.
And we're going to have a new extra mascot besides Bogey, and it's going to be Posse, the +1 possum.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm just joking with you now, but
I like that idea though.
can we? Anybody want to draw up Posse, the +1 possum?
Like a really cute possum.
Yeah, I feel like we can get this to happen. That's
Well,
a good question.
I can't draw, so
That's also is Posse something that has an accent on the E?
No, it's.
I
like
didn't
a-
think so.
It's like that old Western thing, like posse is like a bunch of cowboys get together.
Yes.
You know.
Actually, that's what Synthesizer said too. He said it reminded him of Cowboys. It reminds me just of the 90s.
It reminds me of like the high school cliques, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it reminds me of too. Maybe Jersey
Yeah.
had like a different thing going on, or our area, because Posse was not at all associated with Cowboys.
Well, no, like, well, I'm from Houston, and it was just like, oh, it's them and their posse, you know, the footballer and their posse. It's just a group of people. I would never, if somebody were like, word association, posse, I would not go cowboy. Like, they just don't go together.
Yeah,
to me.
that's funny. I mean, I get it. That's fine. Like, I know that is a thing. I know that's a thing. I've seen it, but it's definitely not where my mind goes when I think of a posse.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, welcome to the +1 Posse. Appreciate you guys being here. It's supposed to be a little bit tongue-in-cheek, just so people understand. It's not supposed, like, I wanted something a little out of the norm, a little unorthodox. Like, I didn't want +1 club. It's just like everybody uses club. Everybody uses army.
Yeah.
Everybody uses squad. So when Joe said posse, I was like, that's different and kind of a little bit weird, but I kind of like it. So I went with it.
I love it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, the subs also have, because you added rooms, like Twitch rooms.
Yeah.
The subs have like their own chat they can use now in Twitch too, which I don't think anybody's, like, you have to actually physically join the chat. Like, it doesn't just automatically pull you in, because they can't message like anybody who hasn't manually joined the chat.
Right, yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
Johnny says the +1 box. That just reminds me of Taco Bell for some reason, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Taco box.
They got the taco boxes. That reminds me of... And we're trying to completely dissociate box from what it used to be on this channel. So I'm going to just...
talking about it. Like...
No, it's not. We're not talking about it, Joe. We're not talking about it.
Oh, sorry.
Talking about what?
What are you talking about, Joe?
What?
I do want to acknowledge a comment here from Warmcoat. It says, possums remind me of a Goofy movie. I want to talk about this for a sec, because I saw a Goofy movie, at least a part of a Goofy movie recently, and that movie is excellent.
Hell yeah, it is.
Excellent.
I love
It
Goofy
is
movie.
an excellent father-son road trip movie, and super touching and emotional, and really nails it in a lot of ways, not just from the relationship standpoint, but cinematography-wise. For a Disney movie, I know that it was actually done by kind of like an outsource, not Disney proper. I think it was like a subsidiary. I don't know exactly. You can look up the whole story. But they did an amazing job. And that specific scene where Goofy's in the hot tub talking to Pete about if his son is lying, and the lighting and the cinematography there and all that, it is top notch, man. That movie is a really, really good movie. I think everybody should go back and watch that. And on top of that, of course, the music is freaking wonderful from that movie. But anyway, I digress. Let's move on. Let's get into the official non-gaming portion of the show. It's called the Level Up Show Has No Game. 3 non-gaming topics at 2 minutes each. Are we ready?
Yes.
All right. I need to hear something, or I'm not going to go forward. First up, it has no game. Let's watch this teaser for Cobra Kai. I know you guys are on a delay, but I'm going to let this run.
Fighting positions. Fire! I just don't know why you'd ever want to bring back Cobra Kai.
We're not trained to be merciful here. Mercy is for the weak.
You may know the moves, but none of that matters unless you have balance.
Are you ready to learn the way of the fist?
Yes, sensei!
Johnny,
You and I, we aren't done.
Oh, shit. It's gonna be a showdown, guys. All right, so have you guys seen this teaser? I don't know if you just watched it or if you watched it before for Cobra Kai.
No, I don't have any idea what Cobra Kai. I mean, it sounds
So,
familiar, but I have no idea what Cobra
What
Kai
it is the dojo of the bad kids from the original Karate Kid
Oh,
movie.
that's why they sound familiar.
A very biased opinion.
Hey now. Are you gonna really go the whole, what's his name is not the bully and actually it's Danny?
I'm just saying, it's not the craziest theory.
I will agree there
You're
are
one of those people
certain aspects of it that I don't entirely disagree with. But anyway, so they're
You're the
coming
guy
back
that
together.
doesn't think that Snape is a bad guy.
He wasn't a bad guy.
What? Snape is not a bad guy.
Yes,
Wait,
he
wait, no,
was.
this is
No,
for
he
another time. Hold
wasn't.
on.
Yes, he was.
We
No,
cannot
he was
go into that
not.
right now. We
Okay.
are not getting
You're
into
right.
if Snape was a bad guy right now. We're talking about
But
Cobra
it's the same
Kai,
concept.
Danny LaRusso versus, what the hell is his name? I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. The bully from Karate Kid.
Oh, I don't remember.
Why am I drawing a blank on that?
Probably
holy
because it
crap.
wasn't relevant.
No, he super is relevant.
Hold on, I'll Google it. Bully.
Somebody in the chat's gonna get it before you can say it. I guarantee it. Good
Bully
luck.
from Karate Kid. Johnny the Bully from the
Wow,
Karate
you
Kid.
got it first. You got it first. I'm surprised. I thought somebody in the chat would get there.
Research skills.
Johnny. Sweep the leg. Wait, hold on, Kelly. Have you seen Karate Kid?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've seen
Okay.
Karate Kid. I was
All right.
very, very young. So
We
I
just dodged a
remember
landmine right
nothing.
there.
I can't think about anything else right now other than Harry Potter. Like Snape was a good guy.
He was not
Can we-
a good person.
Can we just get a final consensus here on if we think this is worth watching on YouTube Red?
He was.
Oh, on YouTube Red?
It's on YouTube Red. This Cobra Kai.
Absolutely not.
There's nothing worth watching on YouTube Red.
Yeah, I will not pay for YouTube Red because it's BS.
There you go. Nobody's watching it. I would like to watch it, but I agree with you. I don't want to get YouTube Red to watch it. Do I have to? Do I have to spend money to watch this? I guess so.
I think you can get. I don't know if they're offering like a 1-month free trial, but
Well, maybe when that show releases, I'll try out the 1-month trial. But moving on, in other great news, turns out that Kung Fury, cult short film classic that was on YouTube, is getting a feature-length film in theaters, and it's going to star Michael Fassbender. And it also is going to have Arnold Schwarzenegger in the cast. This kind of just blows my mind. First of all, I want to talk about Michael Fassbender and his movie choices. Not saying that this is a bad choice for him, but the guy has weird choices. He goes in the films that I never would expect him to go in, especially considering where he started. He was in a lot of, like, I wouldn't call them art house films, but very serious, dramatic roles. And then suddenly he's in Assassin's Creed, and now he's going to be in Kung Fury. Like, what happened here?
I feel like he's either in really good movies or really terrible movies. Like
Right.
there's no in between. He's just one of those actors that it's just a hit or miss every single time.
I agree
Like,
with you 100%.
I don't know if it's him picking the movies he's in or his agent, but if he's just flipping a coin and like, I'll take that one. Like, I don't know. There's no pattern. It's just
Jerry Maguire, my agent. Sorry, I had to say that. The way Cuba Gooding Jr. says it, and Jerry Maguire, my agent.
my agent.
My agent. No, I agree with you. I don't know who's telling him to take these roles. I hope this one works out for him because I feel bad for the guy. Because he's an amazing actor. When he chooses the right roles, he's an amazing actor. But I agree with you. Sometimes he's just like, what are you doing, man? What are these choices you're making? I hope this turns out to be good because what I've seen of Kung Fury is ridiculous and it's fun and it is what it's meant to be. Like, you go into it knowing what it is and you're cool with it. As long as they nail that.
I mean, it looks good just from what I'm seeing here.
He's riding a T-Rex.
It looks weird, but it looks good.
It's on YouTube if you want to see the short film. Well, anyway, moving on. One last thing. Let's talk about Black Panther, guys.
Yes, it's so good.
Okay, so I haven't seen it. Joe, have you seen it?
I have not seen it
Oh
yet.
my
Okay, so
gosh.
Kelly, you are the only one that's seen it, but it had an
it's so
amazing
good.
opening weekend, $75 million on Friday, looking to get close to $200 million
yeah.
for the 3-day weekend and above $200 million for the 4-day weekend. You go ahead without spoilers, of course. Tell us why this movie is having such an impact.
Okay, so I think there's two reasons. I think just from a cinematic standpoint, the cinematography is beautiful, the costumes are beautiful, the soundtrack is amazing, like multiple times sent chills down my spine. The writing is so solid. You know, I watched Wonder Woman not yesterday, Saturday, loved it, but like I was like, that wouldn't have happened. That's a plot hole. That doesn't make sense. Like, I loved it, but there were problems with it, and there really wasn't a whole ton of problems with this. The CGI was a little lacking in some parts, but it was only like 1 or 2 scenes where it was very obvious, like, ooh, okay, you maybe lost your budget on this scene. I don't know what's going on. It was very good. But then I think the other part of it is it's very relevant socially right now.
Right.
It's very, I mean, there's 2 white guys in the whole movie, maybe, I think. Maybe a couple more minor ones, but every single person in this movie is black.
Yep,
Everyone. And they
it's broken
talk
so
about
many
issues.
records.
It really, and I hope that this is a indicator to Hollywood that people want to see diverse movies, and people
Mhm.
want to see movies that have a lot of women, that have a lot of, Black characters, Hispanic characters, Middle Eastern characters, not just a bunch of white guys fighting each other, like, as, kind of looking at
Yeah.
Avengers. It's as
I
good
think that's
as it
what's really
is.
cool about it is it's not just that, hey, look at all the great black actors in this film and also the black director, let's not forget Ryan Coogler. It's also the
Right.
women in this movie are freaking
Oh, they were
badass and
so
awesome and just great
good.
characters.
Like, there was this one scene where, I was talking to my roommate about it. I'm not going to say what happened because it's kind of crucial what's going on, but there was one scene where I thought there was a power struggle of sorts between a man and a woman, and I totally thought that it was going to go where the man comes out on top, but it absolutely didn't. And it just hit every little thing it should have hit to be amazing. It was. But it's so relevant right now, and they bring up a lot of issues that are going on today, like in the real world.
Yeah.
The oppression of minorities, and the colonialization, and how it's still kind of happening in a way today. And they discuss it, and they talk about, well, there's a line in there somewhere where someone said, we're going to undo everything, and this time we'll be on top, referring to like Black people will be on top. And they were like, no. And it starts that conversation where they were like, we understand, it
Mhm.
sucks, it's a really, really shitty thing that happened to a lot of people in Africa, the way that they were just uprooted and the way that they were still treated today. And I was talking to my friend Kiki, who she's Nigerian. She knows she's Nigerian because her mother and father came from Nigeria. But I also have a lot of Black friends who they don't know what their family history is. They don't know where they
Mhm.
come from because their ancestors were slaves, and they don't get to know. So it talks a lot about, and it brings up a lot of social conversation about, how do we move forward, and how do we come together without completely forgetting the past? Because you can't forget.
Right.
If you forget, you're doomed to repeat. You have to find that balance between acknowledging the really terrible, traumatic, and awful past of this country and of a lot of the world without letting it blind the future.
And that,
I
of
think
course,
is kind of
is based on a lot in the story of Michael B. Jordan's character, who I heard is really one of
right.
the best villains to ever be featured in the
Oh,
Marvel
he was
films.
so good. He was so good. I was only disappointed with one scene with him,
Hmm.
but it didn't have anything to do with his character and had everything to do with the character that he was with. But
Okay.
other than that, he was both an amazing actor and an amazing villain, because his, a lot of the villains in Marvel are like world domination and evil, evil, evil.
Right.
And you really can't connect with them or understand, like, okay, well, you're just evil to be a dick, whereas this guy was, Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, you understood his pain, you understood where he was coming from, and while he was misguided, you understood why, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you
those are
really
the best
connect
kind of
with him, and
villains.
there was almost, it really humanized him, and it really, like, not that I wanted him to win, but a part of me was like, I want them to resolve, and I want them to, like,
Hmm.
work together, because, like, I connect with him, and I not connect with him directly because I've never experienced anything like that, but I understand his motivations. And it was just, I literally cannot talk about Black Panther enough. It was so good. I want to
Mm.
go see it again. Like,
Yeah.
literally, easily, if I had, like, I know for sure it's in my top 5. I don't know if I would say it's in my top 3, but it might be like number 3.
In favorite movies of all time.
In favorite movies, like, of all time. Like, not
Wow.
just Marvel,
Wow.
of all time. Definitely in my top 5. Of Marvel, yes, it's absolutely my top 3. It's my second favorite movie.
That's amazing.
Just because nothing will beat Captain America Civil War for me.
Oh,
Just because
really?
it
Civil
has,
War.
oh yeah, I love Civil War. And I think I love Civil War the most because it was kind of like a mini Infinity War, but not really. It had a lot of people in it, a lot of people that I love, and
Hmm.
it brought, like, Bucky and Cap and Black Panther all in the mix, and I love them all. And
Okay.
um
Well, I'm gonna
but
try
yeah,
and see it soon, but I was looking
top
at
3.
the theaters this week. We have reserved seats here for our theaters, at least the
Oh,
ones that I want
cool.
to go to, and they're all sold out pretty much. So I
Oh
don't think I'll be
yeah,
seeing it this week.
I don't know how I got in Thursday. I didn't even know it had come out. Someone was like, "Oh, we're gonna see Black Panther," and
Yeah.
I didn't know it was out. So
So it probably won't be
somebody
this
last
Tuesday.
minute,
It'll be the following Tuesday for me to see it, and
you,
I'll let you
oh,
guys know
that's
at that
so far
point.
away.
Yeah, it is. It is far away, but
Have you
I'll
been
have to hold
avoiding
out.
spoilers? Well,
Yeah, so far I'm fine. Yeah.
That's good.
Just wait for the Blu-rays of Diclonia's games. Nah, sounds like this is the movie you want to see in theaters for sure.
It's
So.
very good. Yeah, and it's definitely the soundtrack is definitely not the same on a home system versus a theater system,
Yeah.
and I think you need to watch it in theaters.
I heard also just the action
it's
sequences
so good.
are amazing.
Oh, they're very good. I only had an issue with one, and it was just because it was fought in the dark, which was the
Okay.
intention. It was supposed to be like, oh, you're not supposed to know kind of what's going on, but there was gunfire, which was flashing. So I was like, ooh, I'm getting kind of nauseous here. I'm not a fan of that.
About to have a seizure.
But other than that, it was it was really good. I only have two
Alright.
very minor complaints, but
High
that's
praise from
big
Kelly.
for a movie.
5 stars out of 5.
I'm hard on movies too.
We got to go with the Level Up Network rating system. Is it 5 stars out of 5? 4.5.
No, it's not 4.5. I'm gonna give it 5 because it's definitely
5 out
not
of
4.5. It's
5 out of 5 stars from the Level Up
5 out of
Network for
5.
Black Panther. There we go. All right, moving on. We've got our first group of wheel spins tonight. We had a resub early in the stream from Splitmaniac, and we'll start off there. Let's pull up the prize wheel. This one is for you, Splitmaniac Bryce, as we sometimes call him. Anything worth $5 or more, guys, will get you a spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping, and hosting for 10 viewers or more. We're going to start off pretty easy tonight with 10 XP to the entire room. Way to go, room. And after that, Kelly Jellyfish with that $10 tip, adding 10 minutes onto the stream tonight. She wants to stick around. And for Kelly, it looks like I am putting on some type of costume. I feel like it only makes sense for me to put on that mullet at this point. Right?
Do the mullet with the cowboy hat and the mustache, and you'll be set.
Should I really go that far with it?
I mean, have you put the stash on the wheel yet?
No, I haven't.
Or a porn stash?
Wait, what's the stash on the wheel going to be? What does that mean?
I guess it's the same thing as porn stash. I just think
Oh,
the
okay.
stash is funnier because
You just want me to call it the stash dash. Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Hold on, let me grab it. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to keep this out of sight until the last second so you can all be blown away by how terrible this looks. Oh my god, it's tough to get on.
Splitmaniac, you got everybody 10 XP to the whole room. Teddy, Mike is not here tonight. He had to work last minute. Well, he had to work tomorrow morning really early, so he couldn't stick around late.
We'll go with this. What is going on right now? What is that? There's just so much going on with this thing. I don't even know. Is it like not straight? Like what is going on? All right, we'll go with that. Oh my god. All right. Let me get back in the headset here because I can't hear anything. All right.
Yeah, Warmcoat, I've heard that people love Thor Ragnarok. My roommate
That was
Tina
very
says
good.
Thor Ragnarok is her favorite Marvel movie. Like it's her favorite. So, and I still haven't seen it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
When did Slash become a host? 80s Drew is here to save the day. All right. I don't know how long this is staying on. I'm already itching.
Where's
Jesus.
you and your posse?
Yeah, this is perfect for Posse. See, I feel like this is perfect for Posse. Where my Posse at?
Hey, quick question. The first weekend in April for PAX East,
Yeah.
are you still having a show?
That's a good question. I assume I will because I'll be here.
Okay. Well, if you still have a show, I'm not going back to work until Tuesday, so maybe I will stop by.
Stop by
and
in
do a show
person?
with you. Yeah,
That would be really cool. I'd be down with
because
that.
I'm hanging out. I'm going to be out with Mike anyway and Joe.
Okay.
So I don't know what their plans are, but maybe I'll just swing by early.
Oh, well, we got
Leave
time to
early.
figure that out, but that sounds awesome. I am
I didn't think
totally
about
for
it
that.
till today.
It
I was
just
like, oh,
happened.
Yeah, I'll be there Sunday. I know, like I was like, oh yeah.
You
I'm
just
gonna
had like
be
the
kinda
Metal
in that
Gear
area.
alert go off above your head, and you're like, yeah. Jumpanada says, where are you guys based from? We are from South Jersey. Well, at least I am from South Jersey. I don't know if these
I'm in
guys want to say where
Maryland.
they're from. There you go, Maryland. I was going to say, I don't know if they want to say, but they do, I guess. And Joe, where are you from, if you want to say?
New York City.
Yeah, represent.
He never
Who's Dr. Disrespect, says Captain Cisco in the chat. That's surprising. He is I would argue the biggest streamer on Twitch right now. Would you guys agree with that?
I didn't know about him until the whole scandal. I had no idea who he was.
Oh, really?
And even after the scandal, I don't care about any of his content. So
Why? He's amazing. He's so funny.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't really given it a chance. From what I've seen, I'm just like, nah, not really interested.
Like, go on YouTube and like look at highlights or something, and like you just see like the funniest moments of Dr. Disrespect. Like you can't put it down. It's so funny.
I think what I like about him the most is his production value.
Yeah.
I like that he puts a lot of work into actually having a high quality stream. Visually.
He's so tall.
And animations and all that. So I like that about him. He's tall, is he really?
He's like crazy tall.
Oh.
Like
Did
look
not
at him
know that.
accepting his award.
Yeah, I actually didn't even see that, I don't think, when he got the award.
He's like a tree.
Huh, interesting. Well, anyway,
With a
moving on. Since Mike is not here, I'm going to have to take this myself. Guys, every week we do something called the community question of the week. What you got to do is go on our Discord at discord.gg/the level up network and go on the community question of the week channel that we have there. I will post a question like this one right here for you guys to answer throughout the weeks, and most of them will be featured on the show. I have to admit though, this week we had so many answers that I couldn't include all of them, so we are not going to go through every single answer this week, but thank you so much to everybody that did submit. I think we got 10 total, and I've got 7 in here. The question is, how important to you are critics' review scores? Do you value review scores in certain mediums more than others? Video games versus movies, etc. Do you read individual reviews or do you use aggregate review sites such as Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes? Let's go to the first response of this evening. We had Captain Cisco 1986 said, I only take reviews into account when gamer submitted, like on Steam. I assume mean like user submitted, like on Steam. If your review is done by a company or media I don't put a lot of stock in, it also once bought a game not noticing where it said 97% negative reviews. Now I'm stuck with the game that's worst in history. A little bit of trouble understanding all of that, but I get what he's saying. He puts more stock into actual user reviews rather than people that are within games media. What do you guys think of that? First of all, let's find out where you care about reviews. Go with you, Joe, first.
I usually read user reviews. Like,
yeah,
I find that critics can be like really harsh sometimes, and it's not going to stop me from like enjoying it. I don't know how to put it into words. Like, critics will analyze the game and give their review based off of what a good game should be, but like DBZ Fighters, for example, like it reviewed really well, but it's tanking on Steam for some reason, and it was reviewed as like a really amazing fighting game. Critics are saying it's awesome. I mean, I'm sorry, users are saying it's awesome, and now critics are saying it's not as good as it could have been, but maybe that's just like the PC port. But the point is, like, I could play a game that someone else or a critic might not like, but I could put a lot of hours into.
Right.
Just because it just tickles my particular pickle, you know what I mean?
No, I get you.
Yeah.
I think I go to both. I can't say that I don't trust all like games media reviews. I think that there are a lot of people within games media and games journalism that are trustworthy. And in all honesty, I think there's a lot put into this conspiracy theory that sites are paid off and this and that. In all honesty, I think that's an extreme rarity that actually happens.
Yeah.
I think that it probably does happen, but it does not happen very often, if at all. I think that everybody has their bias, as Dicolonius Game said in the chat, but that's no different than anybody else. If you're looking at user reviews, you're also looking at biased people. Nobody doesn't have a bias, you know. It's almost impossible to put that aside, and there's really nothing wrong with having a bias. We're all human. We all have our opinions. Like, I think it's sometimes good to make your biases clear from the very beginning. Like, maybe say, like, I have an affinity towards this or that, or I don't like this or that. Maybe that's just me. You know, that's all in the written review. The problem is that so many people just go to the score, you know? So nobody really can ascertain that bias that might be clearly stated in some cases. But either way, I understand Captain Cisco and where he's coming from, focusing on the user side of it and feeling like that is more trustworthy. So I'm going to give 5,000 points to Hufflepuff. Next up, after Captain Cisco, we have a response from Kiko, who said, I usually don't care for reviews by companies/critics. I sometimes don't even take my friends' opinions on games. Everyone has a different take and style of game they like to play, so what one critic might say about a game will differ from how I feel about a game. Biggest thing I will do is watch other streamers play the game and form my own opinion. Some of my most recent purchases have been because of that. They're like, this is an entirely new thing, right? Utilizing Twitch to determine if you're going to be interested in a game.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, like
If
I don't want to
I
spend like
am
full price on
satisfied,
it.
yeah, it's like I don't want to spend full price if I can like watch somebody do a playthrough on YouTube. Like Dream Daddies, I just watched people play it on YouTube, and it was like, this is fun, but now that I've seen the game, I probably wouldn't get it for myself. Spend money on myself. But typically, if I can watch somebody play it on stream and I can watch somebody play it on YouTube, and I'm like, I still gotta play, I'll get it.
Do you
So,
guys have any examples
yeah.
of games that you actually bought due to watching it on YouTube or on Twitch?
DBZ Fighter.
DBZ Fighters, okay.
Sadly, Skyrim. When Skyrim first came out, I had played Oblivion like very briefly, but I think I was too young to like really get into it and understand what the hell I was doing. And so Skyrim came out, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, but you know, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I really don't know what it is. And so I watched somebody. I'm not even kidding. He has more, but I only got to like episode 73 of his Skyrim playthrough, and I was like, I have to play. So I got it and just played it, the shit out of it. There's a few other ones that are like that, but Skyrim is the most popular one, most because most people did not do that. Most people got Skyrim right off the bat because it's Skyrim. So,
recently, for me, I feel like even though I didn't buy it, They Are Billions I watched on stream, and then I went on Keymailer and started trying to get a key for it from the studio, and it turned out they actually did send it to me, which was awesome. But that was one where I watched it on stream. I was like, this looks like a really cool game that will bring me back to the days of Command and Conquer that I haven't been a part of in like 15 years. And I'm glad that I did that. So that's my example. And you said DBZ Fighters for you, Joe?
Yeah.
How is that, by the way?
It's really fun because like I used to be into fighting games heavily back when my friends were still here, and I can't keep a straight face while looking at you, Drew.
It's not gonna stay on much longer because I'm itching, man. I'm itching.
Like I watched it, and like when you watch like Marvel versus Capcom gameplay, you see all these like crazy moves that are happening, and it just makes you, you know, it's so flashy, it makes you want to like, you know, see what it's about. And then DBZ Fighters, I didn't want to buy another Marvel versus Capcom type of game. I wanted to, you know, I don't really want to spend a lot of hours like training, figuring out all the combos and all the moves. And like while there are those combos, the controls are easy enough that like anyone can pick it up and still win. And while looking really cool while doing it. So I just wanted to see what it was like first, and listening to see what these streamers had to say about it. And once that particular fact came up, that's when I decided to just pick it up myself, and it's true.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw a comment from Derek said, Drew Disrespect is feeling the itch for the win. Yeah, I'm going to give this like another minute, and then we're moving on. But anyway, I'm going to give 5,000 points to Ravenclaw for Kiko. Next up, we got a response from, wait for it, we got My Dark Passenger, who said, I rely on IGN, and if they give a game an 8.0 or higher, but even that can be overridden depending on what my gaming role model Rick says. That, of course, is GFN21 in the chat. If he says something is worth playing, then I know it's the truth. This is kind of a shout out towards our blog, of course, guys, thelevelupnetwork.com/blog. We've got many journalists that write for us, Rick being the primary provider right now. Put up a lot of reviews, a lot of top 5 articles on our blog, and you guys should definitely check them out. They're very well written. We also got Diclonius Games on there. We got Moofy on there, EXG Seto, Alpha Overlord. Who else we got on there? We got DeLone Gunman with some movie reviews and video game reviews. So more and more coming, hopefully, in the future. I'm really proud of what our community has done with that blog, so you guys should check it out. There's a little shout out there, and for that reason, I'm giving 10,000 points to My Dark Passenger, and that's going to Gryffindor.
Is anybody in Slytherin?
You are.
It's just me.
No, there's somebody else too. There's somebody else too. I'm trying to think of who it is. I'm drawing a blank. We'll get there. Maybe there's somebody tonight. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, moving on to the next response. We got DeLone Gunman, who said, ooh, there's a long comment here. I like reading other people's take or review on a movie after I've seen it. I like going in cold to a movie I have seen I have any motivation to see. Although the days of social media make this a near impossibility, I still like giving anything a chance if I have an interest in it or not. A buddy of mine tried explaining Stranger Things to me once, and it sounded kind of dumb, but then I watched it and it was awesome. Video games are sort of the same, but if I'm leery on buying a game, I will read a review or ask opinions before buying it. Everyone has their own taste and dislike. You got to try stuff for yourself sometimes, regardless of a bad or good review. Very meaty response there. What do you think of that one, Joe?
I'm sorry, actually, I zoned out for a second because I'm doing.
We'll go
like,
to
the
Kelly
hardest
then.
shrine and
Fine.
stuff. I'm sorry.
Kelly, what did you think of that response from Delone Gunman?
I understand where Dustin's coming from. If I'm excited to see something, I will avoid absolutely everything about it because I don't want it to get ruined, and I have this expectation in my head, and I don't want it to be like, oh, actually, it sucks. Go see it or go play it. So, yeah,
I remember Dean was like that a lot. Dean in our G chat, and I think this was before you were a part of it, Kelly. He would hate when we talked about Rotten Tomato scores in there because he felt that it built up this expectation for him on the movie and actually would affect his enjoyment of it, which I can't say I disagree with. It doesn't affect me.
I try to go in with low expectations.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me necessarily, but I totally understand if it does affect you. And I did feel bad about that, and I tried to limit myself in the future from talking about actual scores on Rotten Tomatoes to ruin his excitement. But yeah, I think that's kind of what Dylan Gunman is talking about.
I really don't even know where Rotten Tomatoes gets their scores from because some movies that I think are fantastic are like, oh, it's got a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, or
Well, I mean, it's not Rotten Tomatoes, right? It's Rotten Tomatoes is just an aggregate site, so it's not them. It's all the other critics that formed that percentage.
I mean, but do they? I guess I just don't know where they pull from. I mean, they can't possibly pull from every.
No, they don't. You have to apply to be a critic on Rotten Tomatoes, and they can deny you. But if you are from any major publication, pretty much, or even a well-established blog in some situations, they will accept you as a critic. They can also remove you, though. If you are somebody that is such a contrarian, where you can actually click on a critic on Rotten Tomatoes and you can see how often they disagree with the other critics. Like if, for instance, if something's rotten, you can see if they voted it negative or positive or whatever, and see where the disparity is. And sometimes, whether it be like maybe like an Armand White, who is this notorious troll critic on Rotten Tomatoes, he's like, I would say 80% of the time is simply a contrarian. They removed him from Rotten Tomatoes because it became clear that he's not reviewing in good faith. He's trying to get clicks. He's trying to rile people up and just be a contrarian. So that's kind of how it works there. For me on Rotten Tomatoes, I actually look at the average rating more than I look at the percentage, because you can have 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and this is very rare, don't get me wrong, but you can have a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes with a 6.0 out of 10 average rating. If every single reviewer...
They're pretty gapped sometimes. They're very rarely do I see movies that are like, within a few points of each other on both rating systems.
Yeah.
It's like, 60%, 90%. It's like, well,
yeah, the average rating is simply like, well, here's how it works. For anybody that doesn't know Rotten Tomatoes understands how it works. A 6 out of 10 is typically considered positive on Rotten Tomatoes. Anything above 6 out of 10, 3 out of 5 is considered positive. So if a critic gives something a 3 out of 5 stars, it is immediately submitted as positive to Rotten Tomatoes and goes into the positive percentage. However, the critic does have the opportunity to tell Rotten Tomatoes, even though I gave this a 6 out of 10, I want you to consider it to be rotten. They are allowed to do that. Now, that's only if it's on that, like, on that line. If it's like rated at 6 out of 10, they can say, I know this is a 6, but I still want you to consider it as rotten. If it's like a 7 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes is going to be like, no, you're at a 7 out of 10. It's positive. You can't change that. But anyway, so when something gets a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, that means 90% of all the critics gave it typically a 6 out of 10 or above. The average rating, on the other hand, is the average rating of the actual review score. So if somebody gives it a 3 out of 5, that is a 6. If somebody gives it 3 out of 4, that's a 7.5. If somebody gives it a 4 out of 5, that's an 8. So if you take all of those scores and average them, that's the average rating. So almost always that will be lower than the percentage. But what I was
So
getting at,
theoretically, you could get like 100 reviewers or critics who rate something as a 6 out of 10, which
Exactly.
is positive, and it'll have a 100% positivity rate. That doesn't
exactly,
make any
that's
sense
exactly
at
what I
all.
was going to say. That's why it's more important sometimes to look at the average rating, because something with a 100%
Right.
could have a 6 out of 10, while something with 75% could be a very polarizing film with more on the positive side, and that might have like a 7.5 out of 10 but a 75% average rating. And somebody will just go on Rotten Tomatoes and see 75% versus 100% and assume that the 100% movie is this amazing thing, when actually the average rating is where you can really find out the true quality of a film if you trust aggregate review sites. Well,
I
anyway.
never understood the difference before. Like, I was like, okay, you know, I tend to look at both. If they were both high, I'd be like, okay. And if they were, you know, too far away from each other, I'd be like, I don't know, must be bad. They couldn't agree. I had no
Yeah.
idea what it was, and I didn't
Yeah.
care enough
Well,
to
I hope I educated some
find
of you
out.
tonight.
You
was
did. I
a
learned
long
something
spiel.
new today.
Moving on. Well, we got to give The Lone Gunman some points here. I'm going to give
I think he's
5,000.
in Ravenclaw.
I would agree. Ravenclaw was where I was going to go. Ravenclaw, 5,000 points. Way to go. Next up, after Dustin's long response there, very good one, we have Synthesizer, who said, depending on
I
the
love saying
person,
that.
not at all, or very important. Thanks to YouTube and Twitch, I hardly ever need to go to an actual game reviewing site, because on the other platforms I follow/sub, people I know like the same stuff I do in games. And seeing the game run uncut, can't trust trailers these days, and ask the person playing it questions, and they can show you if they're not good with words. I never use reviews for music and movies either, thanks to YouTube and trailers. So this is another guy, and I think Kiko was the other one, who is really putting more and more faith into actual YouTubers and Twitch, which is another reason you're seeing these YouTubers and Twitch guys starting to make a lot of money promoting games, because they're trusted. Even us, sometimes I find people will tell us that they've checked out a game or bought a game because of watching us play it on Twitch or talk about it here on the show. And that's kind of crazy to me, that people are putting their trust in us, their faith in us, over you know, an actual critic. But you know, that's what's kind of happening to the medium right now. It's very cool. So that is a great response. Synthesizer, I'm going to give you 7,000 points, and we're gonna put him in.
Put him in Slytherin.
I feel like I want
I
to.
don't think Synthesizer's a Slytherin. He's just a straight Slytherin.
Somebody's gotta be in
Although,
Slytherin.
you know, Synthesizer, the Slytherin kind of has a nice
Exactly.
Listen.
It sounds like a snake. It sounds like a snake.
Slytherin
Synthesizer.
is where the kids hang out.
He's speaking
Synthesizer
parcel tongue.
Sounds like a cool kid.
I think he's speaking
Jumped
parcel
out
tongue.
as a Slytherin.
7,000 points to Slytherin.
Oh yeah.
Next up.
Sucker.
That was a loud one. Next up, we got Moofy. Moofy responded, word of mouth is my best friend. I feel that both critic and user reviews are to be taken with a grain of salt nowadays. There's too many shady practices for the former, and review manipulation/bombing exists on the matter. We'll talk about that later on in the night. I'll still read reviews for things that I'm interested in, but they'll do very little to sway me in most cases. In parentheses, also, you should read the reviews on the TLUS blog, because those guys rock. And he's partially saying that because Moofy is one of our reviewers, but on top of that, he's right. Those guys on the TLUS blog are doing an amazing thing, so everybody should check out that at the levelupnetwork.com/blog. But word of mouth, we're seeing kind of a consensus here. So I'm going to just move on. I agree with you, Moofy. 5,000 points to Gryffindor. And next up, I think we got one more tonight. Is this the last one? This is the last one. Comes from Kelly Jellyfish, who said, I tend not to take too much stock into a single person's review. I'll read some, like Rick's, but at the end of the day, how each person feels about a game/movie will be different. I look more at the aggregate scores, but if it was something I was really looking forward to playing/watching, I'll do it regardless of what the reviews say. Kelly, you wanna go further, elaborate on this at all?
I mean, pretty much what we've already talked about. I think games and movies are kind of like how you were saying, it's you have everything has a bias. I mean, games and movies are not an objective thing. It's all a subjective experience and a story, and you know, a story that resonates with me might not resonate with you, and you think it's stupid, and I think it's moving. You know, so you're gonna rate it poorly, and I'm gonna rate it good. And there's some objectivity. You know, oh, it controls well. Oh, the graphics are good. But for the most part, I'm less about the graphics and the technicality of it, and more about, you know, the experience of the game. So most of the time reading aggregate things and aggregate, or like if you go on Steam, you can see all the reviews listed, and you can kind of just go through and see what the general consensus is of it. You can kind of get a good idea of, oh, this is a good experience or just a bad experience. But I'm not going to stick to I'm not going to what is that, Game Informer magazine? I'm not going to
Right.
treat it as my Bible of oh, well, Game Informer said it was bad, so I can't play it. It's all subjective.
It is
Just play what you
100%.
want.
That kind of is like
Enjoy
the Level Up Bowl the other week, and people just taking it so seriously
geez.
and saying,
It's
and
all
I get it. It was
subjective.
very heated, and I understand that people,
It was fun.
they're very passionate about the music that they like. But when you say somebody is wrong for something, it's just not the way it works. If somebody
No.
likes something else, it's an opinion. It's subjective. Music
Well, and
is
that's the beauty of
especially
it being
subjective.
poll is
Yeah.
I mean,
is
except
everybody
when we're
can
talking
kind of give
about-
their opinion of,
Except
I
for
like this
Snape.
one.
Except Snape was a good guy. I can't get off of this.
oh
Okay,
my god, we're
okay.
back on.
Let's go back to it for a sec.
We'll
Kelly, I
debate
just
it on
want to
the
know.
commercial break.
I just want to know. Okay, you're right. That's a good idea. We'll debate it on the commercial break, because that's gonna be heated. I'll tell you right now.
It's not a debate though. It's part of the story. He was a double.
We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
Anyway, thank you so much again for all the responses this week, guys. As we said at the beginning, go on discord.gg/levelupnetwork on screen right now. Jump into that question of the week channel. We will put another question up in the next couple of days, and you will have your opportunity to have an answer submitted, and you might be featured on next Sunday's episode of the Level Up Show. Thank you so much to everybody that does take part in that. You guys are awesome. All right, moving on. We're going to go to the first commercial break of the night. Look forward to our heated discussion on Snape, good or bad. All right. Hold on tight. We'll go with Gempanada. We'll be back in approximately 60 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 205. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you enjoy what you're seeing at any point, all you gotta do is hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/the Level Up Show. Turn on notifications. Make sure you get those alerts whenever we go live. We'll try and give you a shout out, of course. And on top of that, remember that the prize wheel is active. Anything worth $5 more will give you a spin. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping, and hosting for 10 viewers or more. And lastly, there's a special night because I'm willing to go late. We've got the stream timer in the bottom left hand corner. Subs, tips, and cheers add on to the length of the stream. We're up to 2 hours and 45 max. We can max that out at 3 hours and 30 minutes if you want. Type in exclamation point sub timer in the chat if you want to see how everything works out when it comes to that. Moving on, let's get into the crux of the show here with what we like to call the level update.
Bad guy won. Suck it.
Bad guy won. Okay, interesting. Five votes versus what? What did good guy get? 4?
That's nuts, dude. That's crazy.
Well,
I think it was
anyway,
pretty tied.
it was pretty close. It's probably 5 versus 4. Guys, we got some really good news here. Activision is likely working on a Spyro the Dragon remake, remaster, whatever you call it. The same thing that Crash Bandicoot is, the Insane Trilogy. They're doing that for Spyro the Dragon Collection. IGN writes, a Spyro the Dragon Trilogy remaster is reportedly coming to PlayStation 4 as a timed exclusive in Q3 of this year. According to Kotaku UK, the remastered trilogy will include Spyro the Dragon, the original, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. The 3 games will reportedly feature all new assets, lighting, animations, and cinematics, a remastered soundtrack, an overhaul of the original save system, and PlayStation 4 Pro support. An official announcement is expected to happen this coming month. March. The exclusivity deal will reportedly last for 1 year, allowing the collection to be released on other platforms in 2019. The report also claims Sony made a similar 1-year deal with Activision on the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, meaning that collection should come to other platforms later this year, which there's been a lot of smoke there when it comes to that rumor, so I'm not too surprised about that. According to one Kotaku source, the Spyro trilogy will be released in September, which would line up with the series' 20-year anniversary. Vicarious Visions, the Activision-owned studio behind the Crash trilogy, the recent Insane trilogy, is said to be developing the Spyro collection. Who here is excited?
Me.
Are you a fan of the originals, Joe?
I am. Actually, I didn't play Ripto's Rage. Somehow that got away from me, but I played and finished the first and third one.
I'm going to put a poll in the chat for you guys to answer. pretty simple one here. Of the ones that I'm about to put in the chat, which do you feel of the franchises most deserves also being remade? Banjo-Kazooie, Battletoads, Earthbound, Onimusha, Ape Escape, Gex the Gecko, or Klonoa?
My God, I have such strong battle.
What's your opinion on that poll, Joe?
I would love to see what do you call it? Like Gex was like that really super underrated series, I think, because none of my friends played it, but I love them all. The first one was vastly different than the other two, but oh my God, they were so much fun and funny. Like the comedy was hilarious. Like there were so many jokes that went over my head because I was a kid, because a lot of them were like adult themed and dirty, but it was really cool.
Yeah,
And,
Gex, I remember very well on N64. I remember like all of the references. I remember the cover kind of looked like James Bond, but throughout the entire game, there's just all these little, I don't even know what to call them. Kind of like Family Guy does, with the references all over the place. So I do have fond memories of that, but I would have to go with Banjo-Kazooie. If I were to choose the ones on the poll, I would go with Banjo-Kazooie myself.
I might actually go with Ape Escape, to be honest.
That's another very strong one. Kelly, do you have any knowledge of the series that I posted in the poll? I know you're a little bit younger.
I have a very limited knowledge of Battletoads and Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie, I watched somebody play it on YouTube, and Battletoads because we had an arcade back in Houston that we used to go to all the time that had the original Battletoads arcade. So that one. But other than that, I mean, Earthbound. Why am I thinking there's like an 8-bit version, kind of like oh my gosh, what was that? What's the name? It's like 2D Minecraft. What was the name of it?
Oh, it's Terraria.
Terraria, yeah. Wasn't there like an Earthbound that looked a lot like Terraria that just came out, or am I thinking of something? Starbound, maybe is what it's called.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
No, not Stardew Valley. No? It looked just like Terraria, but it was not. I don't remember what it was.
You can drive me crazy.
DePonch says Banjo-Kazooie has aged badly. I mean, that's exactly why a remake would be very cool for Banjo. Yeah. I think that's where the franchise is best served, right? Is if it was something that you remember
Starbound.
really it is Starbound, okay. If you remember it really fondly, but then you play it now, and it's like, what the hell? Like, how did I like this? It controls so badly. A good example of that is GoldenEye. GoldenEye was huge, right? But God, try and play GoldenEye 64 now, and I know it has already been remade, but try and play GoldenEye 64 now, and holy shit, we've said it so many times, it is a disaster. So those are examples of games that, those are ones that should be remade. I could have thrown Chrono Trigger in there, I could have thrown Final Fantasy VI in there, but those are, I felt like I wanted to go with like a kind of classic franchise, like, Banjo or something like that. So that's why I put together those options for the poll, but I'm really excited about this. I think they did a great job with the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, and I still haven't even gotten that far into it yet, but what I played was excellent. So Spyro in some ways I think might be even better sometimes. So I will be looking forward to that one. Since Mike is not here, why don't we just do me, Kelly, Joe for each level update? Okay. So you're gonna be red this time, Kelly. Go ahead.
Nice. And right after I got that little mnemonic device in my head, and they've gone and thrown it off and made me red. All right, so Fortnite Battle Royale will be getting an alternating game mode soon. Polygon writes, late last week, developer Epic Games published another hefty blog post about the future of Fortnite Battle Royale. The free-to-play mode within the studio's larger early access title Fortnite is getting a lot of attention from fans. They recently helped boost the game to over 3.4 million concurrent players. Now, Epic is promising more limited time modes to mix things up. The community must have reacted well because Epic is planning to create more modes like it and rotate them out on a regular basis. The studio refers to limited time modes with the acronym LTM. We've been using multiple data points, including your feedback, to iterate our existing LTMs and to build brand new LTMs, Epic said. We are planning to quickly spin up a dozen or so LTMs, some of which may be more straightforward, e.g. along the lines of sniper shootout, sneaky silencer, etc. From there, we want to make more internal improvements so we can introduce more involved LTMs, like the floor is lava. You read that right. Fortnite Battle Royale differentiates itself from other games in the Battle Royale genre by allowing players to use the base game's hybrid building mechanics,
Mechanics.
because I was trying to say mechanisms, and I stopped myself.
Mechanics.
That sounds really cool.
Mechanics alongside its third-person shooter gameplay. That's led to all sorts of odd strategies, including the so-called Stairway to Heaven. Now imagine for a moment a game where the only way to win was to never touch the ground at all. That would be so fun. I'm so excited for that. It does sound pretty freaking awesome. But some other potential modes include a new version of the 50 versus 50 gameplay, dubbed 50v50v2, that's closer to the original in-engine trailer. That's hard to say. It would separate the teams from each other, putting them into 2 different buses and dropping them off in different parts of the map, rather than you all being in one bus and dropping randomly. You would also be able to see indicators for all of your squad mates on the map, and the battlefield would be seeded with even more supply drops. I remember when we played 50v50, it was very confusing because I didn't know if the person in front of me was on my team or not, because it was really hard to see any sort of like indicator on the map or indicator if they were good or bad in any way.
Right.
But 50v50 was so crazy fun.
Yeah, I thought it was too. I had a good time with it. And I
It
think
was
more and more
really
as time passes, and I don't want to continue pitting Fortnite against PUBG and all that kind of stuff, even though we'll have a poll on it later. But I just feel like what we're seeing with Fortnite is a lot of support. Continued support, a lot of new modes, a lot of new ways to play, and just like a passion that I feel like I'm not entirely seeing with PUBG. I agree or disagree, of course. I feel like with all these new modes and a lot of the new mechanics in play and how quickly they're updating it, I think is very admirable.
Right. I feel like PUBG is kind of falling behind. Like it was a novelty and it was really fun, but they didn't really bring anything new to the table. It was just the same old, like, oh, kill each other, okay, done. And they'd add new weapons here and there, but for the most part, the game really didn't change. Whereas Fortnite is like, take this new crazy thing. You can change your skin. You can do this. Here's a new game mode for you. Here's they're gonna now putting in brand new game modes. It's just, I feel like PUBG is just like, oh, do you want to just do squads or solo, and you go in and you leave. You go in, you leave. Winner, chicken dinner, but Fortnite is fun. And I feel like that's the big difference between PUBG and Fortnite. Having played both, Fortnite is fun. PUBG is like, oh, I killed somebody, cool. I can ride around on a bike, cool. But Fortnite is like, even when I'm losing, I'm having fun.
Right.
Because it's just silly, it looks silly, it plays silly, the writing is silly, everything about it is silly, and I love it, so.
Yeah, I was watching, I want to give him a shout out again. I've done it a few times this week, but Meepo, M3P0, who's been supporting us in a big way with raids and hosts and sub gifts and all that. He was playing Fortnite this week, and watching him play and seeing how much fun he was having, it honestly made me want to almost make it like a weekly thing where I get into Fortnite, because I realized like how much fun it would be if I was actually freaking good at the game. Like if I could actually play it the way it's meant to be played. Because I already have fun. I have fun playing with you guys, even though we suck so hard. We suck so badly. Imagine if we were actually good at the game. Like imagine how much fun it would be.
When Johnny and Rick and I play, I think we'll consistently get to, like, if we all 3 play together, and we'll have either if we fill or don't fill and have a random on our team or not, we'll consistently get to, like, I would say top 15 minimum. But
that's the thing. It's those last 15 is where it gets crazy, because everybody starts building forts, and that's where I fall apart.
If you build your fort in the wrong spot, you're screwed. So you have to really strategize or move forward or rush them. And so what we like to do is, if somebody gets a minigun, we like lay down minigun fire, and we just, guns blazing. And of course, Rick is always charging in without telling anybody, and then he dies. But it's a lot of fun because it's chaotic, and we're working together, and it's on edge because of the adrenaline, and then we die in like maybe top 4, top 5, but then we're like, woohoo, and then we go to the next one.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's so much fun.
I'm curious to hear from Joe too, though. It
controls better too.
Because Joe, you from the very beginning, even though you enjoy Fortnite, I know you enjoy Fortnite, there was always this part of you that was like, I feel like it's dirty because they clearly copied PUBG. But now seeing how Fortnite has grown and that they're adding all these different modes and they're continuing to, in my opinion, diversify from PUBG, has your feeling changed at all?
I mean, I think it's weird at this point to keep comparing Fortnite to PUBG, because I don't think PUBG ever meant to be anything more than just that big battle royale mode.
Right.
And it's just not, not comparable anymore because they're different games. You know, like one is one's a little bit more cartoony. One's like the Overwatch version of PUBG. You know what I mean? Like it's cartoony. It's very you don't really feel like a person. Like Arma, for example. Like when you play Arma, you really feel like a military soldier. You're with your squad, and you feel like it's not super kid friendly because you got real looking guns, you got real bullets and blood, and that's what PUBG wanted to do. But Fortnite's amazing. Don't get me wrong, I love playing Fortnite, but I don't like being so cartoony. If I had a choice, I want more blood. I want more like real looking guns. I don't want to see them floating in midair. I want them on the ground. I want to pick them up and drop them.
Gotcha.
PUBG does that for me, and Fortnite does it, but it's still amazing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, as we were talking about, that's just a subjective thing, That's fine. If you like the more realistic approach, that's cool. I'm with Kelly probably on this one. I think I do in this situation appreciate the more lighthearted approach. It makes it easier for me to jump in and out, not just from a gameplay and mechanic standpoint and the way the world is set up, but also just from a mindset. Like I feel like I'm not as on edge in Fortnite to that point where it's
PUBG
like
stressed me the heck out.
Yeah, PUBG stresses me out so much because it takes a little bit longer to get to the end. So if you do get to the end, and sometimes you don't even have any kills, you'll just get to like close to the end, and then you get killed, and it's like, all right, let's do it all over again. Let's wait 30 minutes to get to that ending point.
My biggest issue with PUBG when I played it was the controls. Like I feel like when you run, I guess it's more realistic because when you go from a standstill to a run, you don't just like take off at a million miles an hour. You got to build up to the run, so it's more realistic in that sense. But for me, if I'm playing a video game, I'm like, I don't want it to be realistic when I move. If I go left, I want to go left. Let's go. I just feel like control's better. Yeah,
opinions, we all have them. But anyway, Dark Side Reactions is here. Welcome again. He was there last night. It was very cool. He had some very nice things to say about the channel last night. Nice to see you again, Dark Side Reactions. It's all good. They're a little late. No worries at all. We're still in the level update here. We're actually on the third story. Joe, you've got this one. Joseph.
Oh, I was muted. I got really enthusiastic and I started by screaming rumor, but I realized I was
Do it again. Do it again.
Right. Rumor! Disney / Lucasfilm is shopping Star Wars around to different publishers. The Gamer writes, Electronic Arts partnered up with Disney in 2013 in order to obtain the exclusive right to create Star Wars games, with the deal set to expire in 2023. Disney is likely using the debacle over Star Wars Battlefront 2 as a reason for killing the deal early. This isn't too much of a jump considering the fact that Star Wars Battlefront 2 was easily the most controversial game of 2017.
Yeah.
The fact that a Star Wars game was being connected to such controversial practices and headlines across the world likely incensed that people at Disney, especially as a brand new Star Wars movie was just about to come out. Star Wars has always maintained a family-friendly image, so a AAA game that was linking the franchise to gambling was the last thing Disney wanted to see. There was also controversy surrounding the first Star Wars Battlefront game that was developed by EA over the lack of content, mainly single-player modes, upon release. It seems that Disney has lost faith in Electronic Arts' ability to create a Star Wars video game without causing controversy or making themselves look incredibly greedy and dishonest. We can only hope that the next publisher, given the chance to make a Star Wars game, will be able to do so without dragging the name of the franchise in the mud. The Ewoks and Jar Jar Binks might have been annoying, but at least they never tried to get children addicted to gambling.
Who wrote this? This was the Gamer. Wow. Okay. Wow, some salt in there, man, from the Gamer. That's cool. Wow, we're getting all the same responses on this poll right now. Finally, we got a different one. They were all voting 2 and 3, which were either Square Enix or a PlayStation. Actually, what do you guys think? If it's actually being shopped around, if this rumor is true and it's being taken away from EA, which developer is the right one or publisher is the right one to take it on? But also, should it go that direction at all? Should it maybe just be for anyone to publish, and they shouldn't just go like, hey, it's exclusive to Activision, it's exclusive to PlayStation?
Anybody who
I don't think they'll ever do that.
You think it's going to be exclusive no matter what to a certain publisher, Kelly?
Yeah, I don't think that Disney's not the kind of company to be like, go have at it. They have very strict control over their IP and what's being done with it. But from this list, honestly, I think PlayStation is the best because Ubisoft and Activision is kind of a, not necessarily a hit or miss, but they don't consistently have great games. Whereas I feel like PlayStation, they're good at finding the story and focusing on that.
I
And
know maybe you shouldn't care
finding
about
what's
this, but
good.
you're okay with anybody that doesn't own a PlayStation not being able to play Star Wars games?
I mean, it's not like any other, you know, what about like Tomb Raider? Wasn't Tomb Raider for the longest time like PlayStation 4 exclusive? I mean,
It
there's
was actually
always going to be.
Xbox exclusive, yeah.
Was it? I thought it was the
Well,
other
if
way
we're
around.
talking
Either
about
way,
if we're talking about Rise of the Tomb Raider, that was Xbox exclusive.
but yeah, but any sort of exclusive, you're always leaving out a demographic. So
PlayStation does it better. Like they're just way better at telling
I
stories.
yeah, I honestly think Microsoft, like, they have good exclusive games, don't get me wrong, but I feel like consistently PlayStation shows that they make, or at least publish,
Mhm.
the better exclusive. So in this one, and like Ubisoft and Activision, I don't consider huge contenders, because I see them more as just kind of like picking up a game and being like, cool, another one for the belt, bye. And
Right.
they don't really, I don't know, I feel like PlayStation is the best, I guess, is the long and
You're
short
not
of
the
it.
only one. The poll, it was a resounding yes for PlayStation to develop or publish Star Wars. And I agree they would do an amazing job, but I can't feel comfortable with that. I don't think, because I don't feel like Star Wars is something that should be taken away from people that own an Xbox or people that own Nintendo even in the future, since they're on this comeback right now. And for that reason, I would have to go, actually, I think with Ubisoft. I think Ubisoft can go down a bad path sometimes. I think that they can go into sequelitis and all this and that. But I always respected Ubisoft for their ability to go down a not so beaten path every so often and do something interesting, like Child of Light, for instance, or I'm drawing blank on the name. The one oh my God, something Hearts. With the war story, like World War One war story.
Oh my God.
I know. It's something
It's
something
on the
Hearts,
tip of my
right?
tongue.
Something Hearts.
Valiant Hearts?
Valiant Hearts, maybe
Oh,
something like
that
that.
sounds wrong.
But either way, I feel like Ubisoft is willing to take risks every so often, and they're willing to do unique things, and not always for the sake of money. Like, and I've recognized that about Ubisoft pretty often. Vandal Hearts? No, that can't be it. What the hell is it? My
I'm
God.
looking for it. It's driving me nuts.
Valiant Hearts. We were right. Jumpanati just said it. Valiant Hearts.
Was it?
So that is why, if we're taking like the lesser of the evils here when it comes to big publishers that are probably going to be the ones that are sought out, it's not going to be a little guy. It's going to be a big guy. I think Ubisoft is the less of the evils here, the lesser, what you want to call it, when it comes to the big guys. So that's why I'd have to go with Ubisoft if it's not going to be somebody like PlayStation, which I do agree would probably be the best. If you're just talking about which is going to make the best game, publish the best game, it's probably going to be PlayStation. We're all PlayStation fans here. But
Some
anyway.
a little later than others.
Yeah.
But I eventually got there.
You got there. You got there. You're welcome to the PlayStation Nation.
I went back to play Cuphead, I think yesterday,
Mhm.
and switching from a PlayStation controller to an Xbox controller, I was like, I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, nothing's in the right spot. Like, I'm already accustomed to the PlayStation 4 controller. Like, put an Xbox One in my hand, I was like, where's the start button? Like, nothing was in the
Yeah.
right spot. I was like, I can't play Cuphead.
Is that because you're just used to it now, or because you actually find the PlayStation controller to be better?
I think the way the control, like the buttons and the joysticks, or the joy, whatever that we want to call them, are positioned, it just feels more natural.
Mhm.
And at first I was used to the Xbox, that's just kind of where my thumbs went.
Asymmetrical.
But after playing, right, but that's just because what I was used to. And I think I'm not going to speak to the original Xbox because it was so long ago I can't remember. But just the way that my thumbs want to naturally go is just with, symmetrical, just the
Well,
same
of course.
spot.
I feel like that's
And-
only makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so like doing it like off center, it was just so foreign to me. I was like, I can't. I beat one boss in Cuphead, and I was like, I can't do it anymore because it was just throwing me off. It was, I don't know.
Yeah, I
So
played
I'm
Cuphead
sad
with a
that
PlayStation controller.
Did you really?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I played it on PC with a PlayStation controller.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, I have it on. I have it on PC. I just haven't played it on PC. I play it mostly on Xbox.
Yeah.
But now my Xbox is just it's a Netflix and an HBO machine, and my PlayStation 4 would be a Netflix and HBO machine. I just don't want to sign into them on PlayStation
Right.
because
I hear that
a
often.
hassle to deal with.
Yeah.
So I'll just stay logged in on the Xbox.
Let's go to the chat here for a sec. Warmco says Sucker Punch games are really fun to play, but they haven't been really good with story. I hope Ghost of Tsushima changes that. I can't entirely disagree with that there. I think Infamous 1 had a strong story, and Infamous 2, but the way they're presented sometimes isn't the best. And I don't know. I feel like they've got a good concept there, but it doesn't always result in what I would consider to be a good story. And I feel like Second Son is the best example of that. I didn't feel like that had a compelling story. So I hope that they are able to change that as well with Ghost of Tsushima. And then we also had, I think it was DePonch who said, in his opinion, PS4 controller is the best ever, and second is Xbox 360. I would agree that for me right now, the PS4 controller is the best that I've ever held. But I've only held an Xbox 360 controller when I've gone over to a buddy's house or this or that. And I think it is a great controller, but I'm not accustomed to it. So I am a symmetrical stick guy. That just makes sense to me. Like, why would my left thumb be up here, my right thumb be down there? That just doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, maybe
when it's the only thing that you have to play, you get used to it. It just becomes like, oh, you just know how how controllers are. But then when you have the option, your mind is like, wait, what? What?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean my thumb doesn't have to be up my own butt? What? You know, it can sit where it wants to.
All right, that's weird. Yeah, you tell him. You tell him.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we have any wheel spins to do, right, Kelly?
No, I thought about donating, but then I forgot.
No, don't do that. Guys, no wheel spins this segment, but we'll have another one coming up in about 30 minutes or so. Anything worth $5 more, get your spin of the prize wheel. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, cheering, tipping, and hosting for 10 viewers or more. Well, on top of that, the stream timer is active. We're at 2 hours and 45 minutes. Subs, tips, and cheers will actually extend the length of the stream tonight. I'll stick around late. I'll chat with you guys. Maybe I'll even do some Discord stuff. So if you want to keep me around later, you can also consider subbing, tipping, or cheering. We are going to move on to our first trailer of the week. We actually have two tonight. Why don't you guys go on YouTube and find this? It is the most recent trailer for Ready Player One. Came out 2 days ago, maybe. Something like that. Either of you guys watched this yet?
No, not yet.
Good, good.
I did because it was in... No, maybe not. Maybe think of the first one. I've seen something for it, but I don't know if it's this one.
Yeah, this one came out in the last day or so. 2 days, maybe.
Okay, then no.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet either. I actually held back from this. And I'm going to do a little rant at the end of this reaction to go along with this, to be honest with you. Not like an actual heated rant, but just something I want to say. But tell me when you guys are ready, and I'll start the segment here.
I'm ready.
I am ready.
All right. Welcome, level uppers, to a live reaction time. We are about to watch the trailer, the most recent one at least, for Ready Player One. I think this is considered the final trailer for this movie before it releases in March. I got Kelly Jellyfish and Joey Vantera on Discord to join me tonight.
Hello.
Welcome, guys. And we have all not seen this trailer yet, so this is cool. We're all going in this fresh, have no idea what all the references are going to be and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we can find them and pinpoint them, but we'll do our best. All right, let's check out this trailer for Ready Player One. I'll give you guys a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my God.
Is
World
the
of
Oasis.
imagination.
It's a place where the limits of reality are your own imagination. People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do, but they stay because of all the things they can be. I'm here talking to all of you now because our future's being threatened. Go, go, go! I just came here to escape, but I found something much bigger than myself.
Oh my God, it's awesome.
I found my friends. I found love. And now, people have lost their lives. No.
This is war. We're in control of the future.
Find him. Welcome to the rebellion, Wade. You don't tell anyone who you are. You can't use your real name. Hold on to something. This isn't just a game. I'm talking about actual life and death stuff.
What's going on?
Just practicing my Mario Kart.
Ask yourself,
Oh, wow.
are you willing to fight?
Oh, boy.
Halo.
We got some Halo there. Yeah, of course. No missing that. Oh, I think that was like Steel Battalion on the left there. That's kind of a obscure one. Wow. Okay.
It's gonna mess with my
Wow.
head really bad.
There's just, yeah, before we start like dissecting the trailer and really trying to pinpoint all the little references, let's just get like an overall feel for what we're looking at here. Start with you, Kelly. Didn't read the book, right?
No, I did read the book.
Oh, you did? Wow.
I did read the book. I was not impressed with the book. I thought the writing was lacking. I thought the character development was kind of lacking. I liked the concept. I just didn't love the writing.
Okay.
But the trailer, from what I've seen, I mean, I'm going in with, expectations. It looks good. I think this is the first real look we have of kind of the Oasis. I know we've seen a lot of the haptic suits and a lot of them kind of in their little gear.
I don't know if you
but I
saw
don't
the
think we've
most
seen a
recent
ton.
trailer before this one, but there was some stuff from the Oasis in the previous one too. But yeah, I agree with you that
Okay.
this one has like the most that we've seen from the
There's a lot
Oasis.
of what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Iron Giant. Made me smile.
That was amazing. Yeah.
But that was a nice touch. But this makes me excited. It looks like there's more. I think not alone character development, but like interpersonal character development. Just haven't seen the movie, but from what I've seen, I don't know. It makes me excited. This isn't what I was expecting it was going to be from what I was thinking from the book.
Right.
But from what I've seen, I mean, Steven Spielberg is a phenomenal director, so I'm sure he'll take it away and be amazing.
I'm
And
sure
this
he
will
will. Yeah.
be amazing. So
At the
I'm
least, he
looking
always
forward
makes
to it.
at least good movies, right?
Yeah. And I'll be honest, when I heard they were making a movie, I wasn't too hyped about it. I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. But this has made me kind of excited to see it. So I'll keep
Cool.
my mind open.
What about you, Joe? Let's start with like, did you read the book?
I did.
Okay, and then what does this make you feel seeing the differences and how they're handling it?
I mean, the only difference between the book and the trailer so far is that a lot of the references in the book are a lot older. So a lot of these references, like Halo, or the older one with Tracer was there. It's just for more, I guess, for modern times. And I'm so freaking excited for this movie. I'm a little like the only problem that I have is a little bit of it's really not that big a deal. I didn't imagine them actually physically moving their bodies when they were in the Oasis, like
Right.
in real life. I always imagine them like sitting back, like with the visors on, and like everything's happening
In their
like,
mind.
in their minds, like in Sword Art Online kind of thing. And
Yeah, because when
other
you
than that-
add in that layer of, like you're actually moving physically, that just causes potential for a lot of, I don't know if I would call them plot holes, but just you have to wrap your mind around that. Because I remember when Assassin's Creed was doing that with the movie with Michael
That drove me
Fassbender, and they were
nuts.
actually like putting him into this thing that allows him to move around. I was like, why not just make it so it happens in his head? Like, he doesn't have to be physically moving around. Because when they're doing it here, it makes me think of Inception. Like, especially the part with the woman driving and him in the back. That was kind of like the same with Inception, with the guy driving while they were, asleep in another dream. That kind of is what that made me think of there. But yeah, I agree with you. That's a little bizarre.
Like, there's gonna be scenes.
Well, I
in the
know that
movie-
in the book. Well, I know in the book they like the more expensive suits. They had like not like treadmills, but those omnidirectional movement pads. Like that was one of
Okay.
the. And they had like haptic suits where you could like if you got touched in the game, you felt it on your body in real life to
Mm-hmm.
more immerse. But the actual like free running through the street. Like you're gonna hit a building, my dude, and
Like,
you're
that's
gonna get a
exactly
concussion.
what I was
And
gonna
then
say.
yeah, like what are you gonna do then? When you're
Yeah, like the
knocked down to
Master Chief
ground?
moment. The Master Chief moment was like,
Yeah.
wait a sec.
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happens
like,
when
it
they
looks
don't know
cool,
where they're going?
But
Yeah.
it's like, what are you doing? Because it's not a direct. The Oasis and real life don't overlap at all. Like that's the whole point. So
Yeah.
that's. I didn't even think about that. I was just watching the trailer. But
Yeah, I mean, that's okay, right? We can all, what do they call, suspend disbelief for this movie. It's
Yeah,
kind of a ridiculous
I
thing,
mean,
right?
it is. It is you have to kind of suspend disbelief a little bit, but.
Sorry, Joe, I feel like I cut you off there, though, as far as like your final feelings on this.
No, that was what I was gonna say. Exactly what Kelly said. There's like these big scenes in the movie where like you saw them in the trailer. They're a group of kids are like running as they're fighting. They're the resistance, fighting the
Right.
IOI, and like so the IOI are gonna be like in chairs, moving, on this like omnidirectional pad or being suspended or whatever the case may be, while a whole bunch of kids somewhere in the real world are just like running around
Right.
outside. Like, how are you not gonna smash your face into a wall?
When you think about it that way, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah.
I guess we'll see how it works out.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna have some way of making it work in there. But
Yeah.
I'm the only one that hasn't read the book, so I'm the one who has to look at this merely as a film and give my feelings. And right now, I'm just so excited to have a film that's going to be in some way, shape, and form catering to our community. Because I mean, you see how excited like our chat is, like, oh my God, Master Chief, oh my God, Steel Battalion. There's so many little nods in there, and I think that on that alone, this movie can just be a fun experience. Like to just go in there and like look for all the little Easter eggs and have fun with it that way. But on top of that, I'm with Kelly on this trailer where I felt the interpersonal relationships and him, and I'm not sure who the girl is. Maybe you guys can tell me her name.
I cannot remember what her name is.
Not remember.
She's not. I mean, that's that's the thing is like there was no character development.
Artemis.
She did not stick out of my mind at all.
Artemis.
It was
Artemis.
I think
Well,
that
hopefully-
was her Oasis name.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we
what
ever
real
learned
name
her
is.
real name.
Okay, well, hopefully they develop her in this film because I really like the actress. I know her from Bates Motel, and I would like to see that relationship throughout the film grow and develop into something that is meaningful beyond just the Oasis, because we can see the Oasis looks like this really fun, action-packed experience with tons of Easter eggs and nods all over the place, and that's going to be fun on its own. But hopefully this film is more than that, right? Hopefully this film has the relationships, has the character development, and Steven Spielberg is what makes me feel like it will, because it's
if it was anyone else, I'd be wary.
Yeah, right. He typically gets that kind of stuff right. So I'm pretty optimistic about really everything surrounding this movie. But I do want to pull it up large and try and dissect a little bit of what's going on, especially once we get a little further into it. So I'm gonna not go frame by frame, but I'm gonna kind of. So we got that scene with Iron Giant. Oh my God, that we already got a little glimpse of Iron Giant in one of the previous ones, but seeing like him actually come together here, like it just looks so cool. Like oh my God,
I
like never did I think I would see the Iron Giant in, even though it's not live action, but
yeah, but in live action.
Yeah,
and it translated so well too.
Yeah,
I mean it helps
my
that
God.
it's CGI, but
this guy here, and I know you guys are on a delay, but this guy looks familiar to me, and I'm trying to pinpoint what he might be from, or if it's just a character created for the film. It's like a steel tin-looking man, robotic maybe.
Let me get to it.
He's wearing a suit, and for some reason it looks familiar to me, and I'm trying to pinpoint it, but I'm gonna keep going forward.
He does look familiar.
This guy, I assume, is just a character for the film. I'm not thinking that it's any kind of nod or Easter egg here. He seems like he's just a character developed for the film. I'm assuming that's Artemis in her Oasis form. We got the drivers again. Let me turn up the volume a little bit, just so.
Well, the thing with the Oasis is,
go ahead.
And this isn't. I wouldn't say it's spoilery too much, but the Oasis is one of the cool concepts of it is like you could walk in the Oasis, go in the Oasis, walk to a virtual pizza shop, order the virtual pizza, and then someone would deliver the pizza to your house. Like it's literally a virtual world where like kids go to school and there's after school they have like free time to go to different worlds, and depending on what world you're in, well, like you can change how you look. So there's some where she looks normal, and then there's some where she looks like that weird elf thing.
Right.
It just depends on what world they're in at the time and like how they want to change their appearance. But I don't remember.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just trying to think. There's a lot that I remember the base plot, but I don't remember a lot of the excruciating details. I still have the book. Maybe I should reread it. But
I think this is cool. You got all these coins here. It looks like maybe. Maybe that's supposed to be like coins you collect in video games. Maybe that has some purpose.
It looks. I mean, it looks like from this one, it looks like he was pushing them out of his way or something. It didn't look like he was like absorbing them or collect them like you would think. So I don't know if that was maybe just more of like a visual effect.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's just like a visual thing, but also it just gives that theme of video games, I guess. And on top of that, you have the robotic scorpions in the one scene all coming forward. I don't know if that's specifically from something. It reminds me of Final Fantasy VII with Guardian Scorpion, but I doubt that's what it's going after. Of course, we have
Can
the
we talk
DeLorean.
about the soundtrack? How do we feel about the Willy Wonka in there?
I mean, I'm cool with it just because I love that theme. But I guess the question is if it vibes well with what's going on in the trailer. Personally, I felt like it worked pretty well. I was cool with it.
I think it worked really well. And like you were saying, like how Halo was in there, which is a relatively newer game.
Yeah.
The Oasis was created by this guy who was like in love with the 70s and 80s and the video games of 70s and 80s, and so the whole thing is revolving around people's pop culture knowledge of 70s and 80s. I don't know how old Willy Wonka is, but I guess Gene Wilder's not alive anymore.
He's not, no.
Pretty old, I guess, because he was.
It was 70s.
In his, what,
I'm almost positive.
So okay, so that makes sense. But things like like the Halo in there, I'm not sure, and like Iron Giant, which was I believe 90s. So I'm wondering if they're trying to bridge that generational gap a little bit, because if I walked into a theater and I could only understood about like half of the references, to be like, I don't get it, I don't get it,
Yeah.
I don't get it, and someone younger than me is going to be like, what the hell is this? So I'm wondering if they're just trying to bridge that gap,
Yeah.
because that's when my dad loved the book, because he was like, I played these games when I was a kid. For him, it was a total nostalgia trip. Like, he didn't even pay attention to the plot. It's not a book that he would typically love, but he was like, I did this and I played that, and I remember staying up till 4 a.m. at my friend's house playing that, and so I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to do.
Dustin is right. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of new stuff in here. You got Overwatch in there with Tracer.
Yeah, definitely not
Lara
70s or 80s.
Croft is in there. We've seen, although Lara Croft is something from the 90s. Duke Nukem, we've seen in there. Very many comic book characters. We've seen Deathstroke, we've seen Harley Quinn, and a few others. Here, of course, and this is no surprise being a Steven Spielberg film, but I assume this has got to be an homage to the T-Rex chase from Jurassic Park, which is awesome. I don't think the car, the truck that is being driven here is anything in particular. I could be wrong on that. It's clearly like a monster truck, but I was trying to see if it was something specific. It looks like they're going through maybe like a Chinatown right now, but I'm not seeing anything else really there. King Kong again. We've seen King Kong. Let's see. Is there any? Not seeing too many like new references in this one in comparison to the second trailer. Let's see here. We've got.
I mean, other than her comment about practicing my Mario Kart.
We've got skeleton, soldiers, which is kind of just a classic video game thing, I would imagine.
I'm trying to get a frame on that giant battle scene. Is there like the tower?
Here's Master
to
Chief.
See if I can see.
Let's rewind that there and show Master Chief in all its glory. There you go. There's a shot of all the Spartans, not just Master Chief, of course. It's just Spartans in general. Jameis thinks that the skeleton warriors are probably LOTR. That's a possibility. The truck is Bigfoot's. What's that from? Is it Block Bob? I actually do not know of Bigfoot, like some truck. Kaneda's bike made me smile. Yeah, you know what? First time I saw that, I thought that was Tron, but of course, yeah, Kaneda's bike from Akira has been in there a few times. I think that was in the previous trailer. I didn't see Kaneda's bike in this one, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not, trying to find every little thing. More, looks like we got more skeleton guys back there, I think. Yeah, more skeleton guys. The DeLorean, what is that? It almost looks like something out of Star Wars, but I don't think so. Looks almost like an AT-AT, but it's not. Man, there's so much going on.
I wonder if they had to get permission from all the developers to use this. Like, do you think he had to call up Microsoft and be like, hey, can I use your thing?
I would assume so, yeah.
So, like, the plot...
Oh, is that what I think it is? Is that Guyver? That might be Guyver there. Which would be freaking awesome. I can't tell for sure, but I think right here that's maybe Guyver. Kind of looks like it. We got Iron Giant standing tall there. We got Steel Battalion. Tanks on the left.
I feel like they don't pan wide enough to see everything. You only get a really narrow view of what's fighting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to spend all night trying to dissect this because there's so much. We got what looks like some type of troll maybe over there. That might be an actual reference, but we need to see it from the front, I feel like.
Yeah, he just looks like a generic tall person at this point.
Yeah, no, not too much to really grab that I could find quickly there. I'm sure if we were to go, you know, really like frame by frame and up close, like right now, let me go back to this one. Right now, I mean, I've got the screen 10 feet away from me, which makes it a little bit difficult to see.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the screen a foot away from me, and it's still really hard to
Ultraman,
see.
you're right, James. It might be Ultraman. What I thought was Guyver. That's true. It could go either way on that one, but Ultraman is also a possibility. And wasn't Ernest Cline a fan of that? So you're probably right. It probably is Ultraman. You're probably right on that one. But Guyver being in this would also be really, really cool. But I mean, I'm really excited. This comes out in March, right? I'm pretty sure. I want to say March.
I think March 29th is what they said.
Nice. So not very far away at all. I'm really excited. What I was going to say, and this kind of goes along with our previous reaction, what I don't like surrounding this film, and especially the reactions, all the reactions I look at, is how uppity some people are about attacking the person doing the reaction just because they don't pick up on every single reference in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to like turn it into this E-peen measuring contest where like, look what I saw all these things and you didn't. And it's like, none of us are pretending to have knowledge of every single reference that's going to be in this film. That's impossible. And there's going to be so many things in here, probably. I was born in the late 80s, you know, grew up in the 90s. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here that I'm not going to see. In the previous one, I miscorrectly called a Gundam a Transformers. I know what Gundam is, but I never watched it, in all honesty. So I thought, oh, that might be a Transformer? I'm not sure. And then people corrected me on being Gundam. And that's fine. Correcting is fine. What's not okay is when you attack people. Like, literally attack people personally. Like, you're a liar, you're a fake, you're manipulating your viewers, all this kind of stuff to make you think you're more than you are. It's like, take it easy, people. Like, we're doing a reaction here. We're having a good time. We're excited about this movie. Like, get off your high horse, like, and stop acting like you know everything in nerd culture. Because all you're doing is honestly framing the entire culture in a bad light. Not just yourself. Like, that's the worst part about seeing comments like that, is it makes the entire culture surrounding something like Ready Player One and gaming and movies and television and anime, it makes it all look kind of, I don't even know what the word is. I don't want to go too far, but it bothers me, in all honesty.
Exclusionary,
Yes.
douchebaggy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that that I deal with a lot. Just being a girl.
That's the best word for it.
People want to test your knowledge. Oh,
Yeah.
you like this thing? Prove it. Oh,
I
you
know,
got this
right?
one thing wrong. You're not really a. You don't
And
really like
I
that.
can say that from
Like,
a man's point of view. I can't imagine how bad it is from a woman's point of view. Yeah, it's frustrating.
It sucks when it happens. It's like, why can't you just let people enjoy what they want to enjoy? And like again, this movie, a lot of the references are going to be before our time. And if you had the ability to play those kinds of games, those earlier games, that's great. You know, you got to submerge yourself in more culture. I'm happy for you, but don't hate on somebody just because they couldn't. It's just,
Yeah.
I just don't get the hatred surrounding it. It's like, what part of, I guess that's a dumb question, what part of video games is like hateful, but like, you know, violence and guns and killing and death, but you know,
Right.
like what the whole point of video games is like the community that we have. We all talk about things that we love and we
Mhm.
enjoy, and like Joe has a really good knowledge of like some of the older stuff, like some of the more 90s based games, and you know,
Right.
you know, I know Drew, you like JRPGs, whereas I like more Western RPGs. Like we all have our different little
Mhm.
nerd niches, and yours isn't wrong and mine isn't wrong and Joe's isn't wrong. We all enjoy our own thing and we share our enjoyment with each other, and like that's what it should be. Don't be a dick. It's
Yeah,
not
this
that hard to
movie
not be a dick.
should be a celebration. It should be a celebration by a community of something
Yeah.
that would be considered many years ago just nerdy and a part of nerd culture. Now it's becoming this big mainstream thing in the same way that superheroes is now celebrated. It's like that. It's just such a cool thing for people that grew up on comic books, and were probably bullied in school as a result of that. And now they are a part of something that is the biggest box office success ever. You know, and that's the same thing here. Why aren't we looking at Ready Player One as a celebration? We should be watching reactions like this and be like, oh, you never played this? It's so good, man. You should check it out. I really recommend it.
Yeah, exactly.
Not, oh, you
It
didn't
takes
play that? You're a
more
poser.
effort to be negative. Yeah.
Like, that's not the way you should be handling it. If somebody didn't play something that you really enjoyed and you really think they should check it out, tell them they should check it out. Tell them why it's awesome. Tell them why it's something that you grew up on and are very nostalgic about. Don't tell them that they are a poser and a liar and all this and that because they didn't experience that in the same way that you did. That's not the way you should handle something like this.
What I think is funny is, especially in media, like nerds get the biggest rap for getting bullied a lot. You know, it's like, oh, he was the quiet nerd who got picked on. But, you know, then they turn around and then they go and bully other people right back. It's like you would think that being bullied or, you know, not that I got bullied, but there were comments of like, well, you're playing that, you're doing that, really? Like, that's how you're spending your time? I'm not going to turn around and do it to someone else because that didn't make me feel good when someone said it to me. So why am I going to go say it to another person? That's the only thing I've never understood about kind of why there's so much hatred surrounding gamer culture. Like, you would think it would be more accepting because it's like, hey, if you're not accepted in real life,
you would think, right? You would
go to this virtual place and be accepted. I just, you know, it's not that hard to not be a dick. That's my life motto.
So
it's not that hard.
I apologize for the
not
rant,
be a dick.
but the main message is after watching this trailer and everybody watching it and hopefully appreciating this trailer and talking about in the comments about what you saw and what we didn't see or things that you think that we should have seen and that you hope that we check out in the future, celebrate our culture. Let's celebrate together. Let's be better as a community, and let's not attack each other. That's all I'm trying to say. And I'm not saying that everybody that commented on previous videos did that. And honestly, most of our videos didn't get that many comments on Ready Player One. I've checked out a lot of other reactions on Ready Player One, and it is a common theme. And it just bothers me. And it also happened on a couple of our videos as well. It's something that I hate seeing often, and I hope that it changes. And you guys can be that change. So let's make it happen. If you did like this video on youtube.com/levelupnetwork, hit that sub button, hit that like button, turn on the bell, make sure you get notifications whenever we upload new videos. And of course, don't let what we just said dissuade you from commenting on the video. We want to know what you think. What did you think of the trailer? What did you see that we didn't see? Let us know about some of this pop culture and this nerd culture that you find so amazing and want to share with us. We want to hear from you. We just want it to be a celebration. That's all. And we hope to see you again. Of course, we do these live on twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow. So if you want to check that out, just go there, hit that heart button, turn on notifications, and maybe you can check out the next one. Until then, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up. All right. That went on longer than I wanted, but I wanted to get that out there. All right. Let's go to a commercial break, guys, because I got to take a bathroom break. So Kelly and Joe are going to take over the show for a little while. Yeah. So warm code, please hold on tight. We will be back in approximately 60 seconds. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 205. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you enjoy the stream at any point, please hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow. We're up at 50 people in the room right now. Let's see if we can get up to 60. Share that show, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, wherever you can. Share clips with !clip. That's an easy way to do it. Let's get some more people in here tonight. And of course, the prize wheel is still active. We got a prize wheel segment coming up a little later on. If you want to be a part of that, $5 or more. That means subbing, resubbing, pledging on Patreon, sharing, tipping, hosting for 10 viewers or more. All of those will give you a spin. Tonight's a little bit special. On top of that, there is the stream timer. You can extend the length beyond 2 hours and 45 minutes. 3.5 hours is the max. Subs, tips, and cheers add on to the length. You can check that all out with !sub timer in the chat. We are going to move on to the second parts of the level updates. In this second part, our first story is we got our E3 2018 show floor plans. I'm not sure if this is a leak or if this was actually meant to come out, but one thing that a lot of people are focusing on are the size of the booths. And this often is the case when it comes to these show floor plans when they come out. I'll put this up on the big screen. As we can see here, Sony and Nintendo both have pretty large areas on the floor that they're on. I'm not sure what the blue Sony Interactive Entertainment is in relation to the pink. Maybe it's VR. But then we go over to this one here, and I'll pause it before it fades away. Oh, what just happened? I have a feeling that was you, Kelly. I just have a feeling that was you.
No.
No?
The longest yeah boy ever.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you so much for the $5 tip. That was $5, right?
Yeah.
That was $5. Thank you so much. I'll add 5 minutes on the sub timer here. All right, thank you. But as you guys can see on the screen right now, Microsoft, it's hard to tell what's going on. If the entire yellow area is them, okay, a little small, definitely smaller than Nintendo and Sony.
It doesn't. It
But
doesn't look
why?
like it is.
But why is only one part of that entire thing labeled Microsoft? The yellow actually has to do with when that area is erected. So that doesn't mean that all the yellow is Microsoft. If you go back to the previous one, if it was PlayStation or Nintendo, every single box was filled in with their name. Why is Microsoft only in one tiny little block? And does that mean that they only have that little area?
I mean, the only thing that I can think of that maybe might not be accurate is it's probably the two pictures are probably not to scale with each other. I'm sure, one might be bigger than the other, and so
Sure.
Microsoft's area might be the same. But looking at just the whatever this shape is, the half circle, quadricircle, whatever,
Yeah.
the convention center, looking at Microsoft compared to something like even Square Enix is half the size of Microsoft, and that should not be that. Like Capcom bigger than Microsoft, like Microsoft should not be that tiny compared to developers, not just publishers but developers. So regardless of how the two images are side by side, that alone is concerning, because if they're in different buildings, they're not saying like, oh, this square is 1 foot. You don't really know how they compare to each other. So
Yeah.
they could be relatively the same size, we don't know. My concern is Bethesda versus Microsoft, Ubisoft versus Microsoft,
Right.
the developer versus the publisher. Like, Microsoft, for everything that it has out there, should be much bigger. So I don't know
So here's the thing.
what the deal is.
Microsoft, and they haven't, I don't think they've gone into detail on it, but they have said that this is inaccurate. But they haven't said how it's inaccurate, which I wish they would.
And that was my thing. Maybe their thing is, oh, we're bigger than we look because the maps aren't to scale with each other.
Right, or maybe
that's the only thing I can think of.
The entire yellow area is supposed to be Microsoft, and for some reason it just wasn't labeled
They
as
just
so.
didn't label.
Yeah, I'm not sure entirely there, but either way, we have seen this trajectory where each E3, Microsoft's size of the floor seems to be getting smaller and smaller. And like, why is that? Like, what is going on exactly that they don't feel like they need to be at E3 in a big way when it comes to the show floor? Their conferences are always solid. They're always up there with PlayStation's, in my opinion. I think PlayStation usually edges them out a little bit in the last 3 or 4 years, but they always have great shows. So why is that not being reflected on the show floor as far as the size goes? We can't really say right now because this might be so inaccurate that this isn't even worth discussing at this point. But still, this is what people are talking about. We're not sure what's going on here with Microsoft or if they're going to be a big player at E3 this year. I would hope so. Let's go to you, Joe. Like, what does Microsoft need to do this year to convince you? Because they've had, in my opinion, a kind of rotten last year, even year and a half.
Yeah. I don't know. They need to come out with... I don't want to see any hardware. I don't want to see fancy new models of Xboxes or attachments. I don't want to VR, nothing. I just want to see a good exclusive, man. Like, that's it. That's all they really need. They're focusing so much on like this home entertainment like system that they have, like coming out with new, better versions of their console, but you got no games, homie. Like,
yeah,
this is what the whole thing is about, and we're here because we want to see new hardware on how to play video games. We want to see what kind of consoles we're going to get so that we can play video games. If you're not going to give you video games, what the hell are you doing at E3?
Yeah.
Get off my floor.
Do you think that they are going to be focusing potentially on Game Pass and streaming of games in a bigger way this year?
It's the only thing they have going for them right now. So probably like attesting to the whole like home entertainment thing, subscribing to a game service alongside your entertainment machine makes the most sense, because they don't have any new, like, I don't know, I'm not sure if they're working on some new original IPs or something. This is the only thing they have going for them, and I'm telling you right now, this is going to take like the streaming service is not going to go over well at all.
You don't think so?
I think it's going to be really cool, but like realistically speaking, are you going to pay a subscription monthly to play like Netflix was a little different. Like at the very beginning, let's say you paid a subscription to Netflix, they sent you a movie, you had the time in between plus whatever is streaming. Now you have all of this at your disposal. On Netflix, you can watch whatever you want. We will sit down and binge watch shows. Are you going to sit down and binge play all these games? is the question. Like, do you have the time for that? Like, is it going to be worth it? And even if you do sit down and binge all these games, how long is that subscription going to last? Like, are you going to stick to it for like a year? I'm not. I got all these other games I'm playing, like that I have in retail, PlayStation, PC, Nintendo. Why would I pay a subscription to sit down and binge? And then if I don't actually sit down and binge, I'm not getting my money's worth. Say I pay $10 a month for this
I
service.
think it depends on how good the service becomes, and if it could get to a point where you stay subscribed to this thing indefinitely, and all games come out day and date on this thing, and it is just a spot for you to stream games from. Every single game that would come out on the console comes out on Game Pass, and honestly, you don't even need a console anymore. Like, if they get to the point where this thing is efficient enough and quick enough and low latency enough, you technically don't need hardware. All you need is software. You need the streaming service, and that is it. You pay the monthly fee, you get the games, you get a controller for it, and you've got your next Xbox. Doesn't need hardware anymore. I've talked about this in the past. I thought it was further away than it seems like it might be, but now that Game Pass is becoming a bigger deal for Xbox, I'm starting to wonder if this future I had in my head is sooner than expected. That is where I was more going with them focusing on Game Pass. Like, could it actually become what the next Xbox is, or a big part of what the next Xbox is, so much so that it's, here's Xbox hardware, you can go this route, or on the other branch, which is just as important to us, we've got Game Pass, which is Xbox in streaming form. And it costs much less, and all it is a subscription fee. All you need is a controller for it, and you can play everything that you can play on Xbox hardware, but all you need is a streaming service. And a TV. Weird. Like a smart TV that allows you to download the app or something. You know?
That's so weird to me.
It's a crazy idea, but that could be where Xbox wants things to go, because then they don't have to worry about printing discs. They don't have to worry about GameStop. They don't have to worry about this and that. And that's why some, I think it was in Australia or whatever, some of these retailers, game retailers, are actually no longer selling Xbox because they're concerned about this idea. They're concerned about Game Pass getting games day and date, because that just pushes, service away from them. So... Joe, you all right? Did you just die?
No, I dropped my chapstick. Sorry.
Okay. that was a really loud chapstick. Oh my God. But you guys voted for PlayStation as far as who will come out on top this E3. I have to be honest, last E3 I loved PlayStation. I thought it was better than Microsoft, but Ubisoft was last year's winner for me. That was such a positive, heartwarming conference I saw from them last year. So I had to give last year to Ubisoft, and I'm curious to see if PlayStation course corrects a little bit this year, because they heard the complaints last year for sure. It was too short. It didn't have enough big reveals. They might have even cut out a big reveal from E3 last year if the rumors are true. I hope they come back this year and get us closer to what we saw with the holy trinity of Final Fantasy VII, Last Guardian, and Shenmue 3, or that God of War reveal and Spider-Man reveal. Like, we need a lot of that kind of stuff, and I'm kind of opposed to them doing 3 big things throughout the year. I hope they go back just doing 2 big things, because when you do 3, it spreads things too thin, and I feel like people get disappointed. Do E3 and PlayStation Experience. Do E3 and Paris Games Week. Don't do all 3 and start spreading things thin, because then I think it leads to disappointment. Does anybody disagree with that?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
All right. Well, anyway, Kelly, you're up with the next story.
All right. So, 69% of consumers think cosmetic. I'm sorry, I had to.
You bring it on yourself, Kelly.
I know I did. Okay. 69% of consumers think that cosmetic microtransactions are fine. GamesIndustry.biz writes, over 2/3 of consumers feel that cosmetic microtransactions are an acceptable form of monetization in games, according to a report from data-led discussion platform Qt. With nearly 2,000 comments covering over 450 topics and more than 10,000 poll responses, the debate explored consumers' likes, dislikes, frustrations, and thoughts on the future of the industry. Based on the responses, 69% of consumers felt that cosmetic microtransactions are an acceptable form of monetization in games, with only 6% saying they do not make in-game purchases. However, 22% took umbrage with pay-to-win microtransactions, describing the model as toxic and sickening.
Can we stop there for a sec? Is that surprising that only 22% took umbrage with pay-to-win?
Am
I reading that wrong?
No, and this may sound harsh, but I think the only people who have an issue with pay-to-win transactions are either people who they don't work for, so they pay to win and it still isn't working, or they can't afford to pay to win. Because typically, if you can afford to do something, you don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Like, if I can afford to pay to win, I'm going to pay to win. If I can't afford to pay to win, then I'm going, well, that's not fair. That's not fair.
Let me make sure I understand this response here. Is it saying 22% of the 69%, or is it saying 22% versus 69%? Because if 69% are okay with cosmetic microtransactions, but only 22% are not okay with pay to win, that seems so bizarre to me, because that would mean 31% are not okay with cosmetic.
I think it means 22% of those 69%.
Okay.
Like 69% said, "Hey, I don't have a problem with this issue," but of those 69 percentagers, 22% said, "But hey, if it's for pay to win, that's not okay." That's how
that makes a little more sense, but it's still a little surprising to me that only 22% of that 69% has a problem with pay to win. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. If only 22% of that group has a problem with pay to win.
You know, if it's a model that's working for whatever reason, if I wouldn't be fine paying for a game and then paying more for the game to win. Like that would not get I wouldn't play it. If I knew I had to pay to win, I just wouldn't buy it at all. But if the people who know it's going to be pay to win are buying it knowing they're going to go in and pay to win, then it's like a sub gaming culture, and if that works for them, they can keep it in their own little bubble, but keep it out of my games. I don't want it in my games.
No, I agree with you. But anyway, sorry to cut you off there.
No, that's okay. Although microtransactions have attained a certain level of acceptance among consumers, only 1.3% were fans of the model. As it currently stands, 71% of respondents, so 71% total, felt that gaming gives them value for money compared to just 9% who don't. Virtual reality developers and platform holders will be disappointed by the report's finding that just 5% of consumers intend to purchase a VR headset in 2018. The report concluded the vast majority are not only waiting for a killer app, but also another headset price cut, which I definitely am. Like the price of any VR headset versus the amount of games that I can get for it is just not worth it.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit during the rapid fire, because there actually is some price drops going on with PSVR.
That's good.
But that's interesting that we were talking about 69% okay with cosmetic microtransactions, but only 1.3% actually like it. They're okay with it, but only 1.3% like cosmetic microtransactions.
And I wouldn't say, I absolutely do it. Like with Fortnite, I absolutely, and it's mostly because Johnny coerces me, but I absolutely go and I spend the V-Bucks and I get the stupid little outfits and the minor things and the parachute, cause like I'm totally a cosmetic person. I think they're fun, but I don't like it. I would like it if I could earn like an in-game currency to buy them. I would love to not spend real money, but I'm still gonna spend real money. So
real quick, big welcome to Buddy Doze. We missed you, buddy. Welcome back.
Buddy! I have missed you so much. How have you been?
It's okay.
It's like a long lost, welcome back. Oh my God, it's been so long.
We've missed you. We're happy you're here.
Well, that's... Oh, what do we got here? Something just happened.
Subbed!
Buddy Doze! Buddy!
Guys, I still love what you do. Keep IT up. Sorry, I can't
love
be
you.
here often.
Well, welcome to the +1 Posse, Buddy Doze.
Yes, you're a posse now.
Yeah, welcome to the +1 Posse. Appreciate you being here. That's so cool. That added 5 minutes onto the timer, of course. And interesting story to see, how a larger pool of respondents are reacting to microtransactions. Yeah. The debate continues.
It does. Well, and that's what I understand. It's such a of people kind of saying the same thing. I think it's maybe just there's a loud minority, maybe is what the issue is. Maybe that's why there's so much debate. But I am with you back on the only 22%, really only 22, even if it's just 22% of the 69, I don't know which one is worse, 22% of the 69
I know, right?
Lower, or just 22% overall. Only that many people have an issue with pay to win. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why you would buy a game. This does not, I don't think, count for DLC, because DLC is additional whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But if you buy a game and then you play it and they go, hey, you want to win? pay again. I'd be like, F you guys, I'm out. You've lost my business. You've lost my consumership. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I can't
It's bizarre.
understand the
It is.
reasoning.
I agree. Very bizarre. We got one more story in this level update, and that one goes to you, Joe.
I'm getting there. PUBG hits 30 million players, but PC player base is starting to decline. IGN writes, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds hit a whopping 30 million sales this week, but the game is seeing its daily active player base on PC decline. Bloomberg tech reporter Yuji Nakamura shared the news on Twitter, suggesting that cheaters could be to blame for the drop. Oh, I know why it dropped. This is the most significant drop in players since the game's launch and has been dropping off since January. PUBG has had an ongoing problem with cheaters, with 1 billion banned in January alone, although the developers continue to work on anti-cheat measures. It was only a couple of weeks ago that Fortnite beat PUBG's concurrent PC player record by around 200,000 players. 200,000 players. Meanwhile, Tencent's PUBG mobile games are now in early access and in China and look to be pretty popular themselves, with over 75 million players pre-registered between them. The game stopped the app charts in China as soon as they were available on February 9th.
Yeah. So I guess this kind of brings back the debate between Fortnite and PUBG, and I put that poll in the chat. It looked like it didn't work visually, but you guys can vote on that in the chat. Which do you prefer? Simple question: PUBG or Fortnite, or maybe you only played one or neither, so you can't vote on it. But very curious to see what the consensus is in the chat. Is it at all surprising that the PC player base is starting to dwindle a little bit?
No, not at all. Have you played?
I don't think so. Not at all.
Lately, it's terrible. Like, you go
What do you
on
mean?
there. I don't know. At some point in time, I guess they must have just like extended their servers to other countries, and it was no longer region locked. And you go in, 90% of the player base were Chinese, and you didn't understand what the hell was happening, what they were saying. You hear them shouting, and there were so many hackers. And I don't know if this is kind of a stereotypical thing for me to say, but the reality is, like, you're gonna find probably the most hackers in the world in China. And they're there, and it makes the game kind of unplayable. But none of that's in Fortnite, so Fortnite wins.
So they did ban a lot of these Chinese players, though, right?
Yeah, like a lot.
Like millions, right?
Millions. Like, imagine what that's like. It's terrible. It was totally fine, and then they just opened up the doors. They opened the door, and everyone just got destroyed.
But hopefully they can figure that out, because yeah, that can be the end of a game, man. If cheaters overrun it, that can be the end. I think they'll figure it out. I hope. I mean, still 30 million sold, however many concurrent players, unbelievable. Fortnite's up to 3.5 million concurrent, which is also really solid. They're still continuing to climb week after week. So both games are juggernauts. When it comes to the poll, I don't think it's ended just yet. Let me see what we got here.
I haven't seen it end.
So we've got, everybody has said either Fortnite or that they've only played one or the other. So.
And I really think, Joey, it's kind of like what you said. Like, it's really hard to compare them because they're not the same game anymore. When it started, when Fortnite first came out, they essentially were the same game. So I think it speaks to Fortnite or Epic Games' ability to kind of react to what players want, because Fortnite is evolving and changing and listening to feedback, whereas PUBG is just kind of this circle jerk fest for dying a lot. And
circle jerk fest. I swear to God, Kelly, you bring it all on yourself.
I do. I know that I do. I know that I do. It's just, you know, some things just pop out of my mouth. Yeah, and like, yeah, but he says cheating is why playing games like that freak me out. Like, you're afraid of people hacking into your, like, that's a serious concern. Like, people cheating and reworking the system. Like, who's to say they can't get access to your info and steal something from you? Or just playing with cheaters in general just is not a fun experience.
Oh no, it's
like,
just
why?
It's rage-inducing. If anything would make me rage quit, it's quitters. And I don't rage quit often. You guys have seen I stick it out when it comes to anything I'm playing.
Yeah.
But rage quitting happens when I see cheating.
I just don't understand. I don't know. There's I guess a lot in gaming culture that I don't understand. I just don't understand, like, why would you cheat? And Rick is going to yell at me because I've been cheating in Minecraft, but whatever. I've been playing creative mode, but I feel like cheating when there's other players involved and there is an advantage created, it just doesn't. You know, it just, why not just have fun? Why you gotta ruin it for everybody else?
I
Why
mean,
you gotta be so rude?
Remember Remember, like we would use cheat codes on old consoles, and we would feel like gods because we couldn't die because we had
Yeah, but
infinite health or
it's
infinite
only
ammo.
but it's only you playing. Like if you're playing
Right.
a single player game and you're codes, like that's the only person you're affecting is yourself. Like do what you got to do.
Right, but
But
like
if
imagine
you're
feeling like
playing
a
with
god
other,
in front of actual people. Like these are people
yeah,
that
but then
have
it's
to
like
bow to
your
you.
victory's cheap, dude. It's like you weren't good enough to win. You had to cheat to win. Like you're that bad of a player, really? It
Yeah,
just
I
doesn't
agree with
make
you,
any.
Kelly.
I think it's just like it's a power thing. Like it feels good. I mean, I've never done it. I've seen a lot of people.
Oh,
do
you're
it.
100% right, Joe. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's a power thing. But
Like God
honestly, that
complex.
makes it more pathetic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Like that you're willing to ruin it for somebody else because you were so desperate for a hard on, like in your game. Like it's just
Exactly.
it's pathetic, in my opinion. I don't know. Sorry to all the cheaters in the room. Sorry, not sorry. Like it's
Sorry,
pathetic.
you're not good enough.
Yeah, seriously. Well, anyway, that is the level updates. And it looks like, as I said, Fortnite tied with, I haven't played both of them, so I can't comment on it, but nobody voted for PUBG in our chat. So that's interesting to see. Moving on, we got some more wheel spins to do. We're going to do our first one for Kelly and Jellyfish for that $5 tip. You didn't write it in there, but we're doing it, Kelly.
No, my name's not in there, so I didn't do it.
Well, that's just a shame, isn't it? That's just a shame because I'm spinning that wheel.
You should give my. Damn it.
Well, whatever it is, if you want me to like give it to somebody else, a random viewer, I can do that. Let's see what it is first. Well, looks like we're gonna have to spin again.
Happy birthday, JB girl.
We're gonna have to spin
JB
again.
girl's birthday.
JB girl, happy birthday and welcome back. Very nice to see you. Custom chest for Mike. He's not here, so we're spinning again. See what the prize will has to say for Kelly Jellyfish. Oh my god. I'm doing Vegemite, son of a bitch.
No!
Alright. It's all your fault, Kelly. It's all your fault.
Thing.
Gross.
Damn it.
Also, Kelly, what I would, and obviously it's not that big a deal, but I've noticed that your camera will drop in frames here and there, and the reason for that is probably because you have auto exposure on and autofocus.
I don't know how to fix it.
I would recommend turning off autofocus and auto exposure.
I have tried. I don't know what this.
What kind of camera do you have?
It's a Logitech.
There's a controller you
Oh,
can
it
download.
literally says autofocus on the camera. Like I don't think I can turn it off.
You can.
Oh,
you
you
just have to
can.
download the Logitech camera software. Just go online, go to Logitech, download their little software. It'll allow you to open up, a window that is controlling your focus and your exposure and all this and that, and just make sure you turn off auto focus and auto exposure. Because whenever those things happen, it's going to cause your camera to drop in frames.
When I was testing it with Joey way back when, I couldn't even get it to focus at all. It was just blurry the entire time. So I don't know anything.
Well, this wheel spin here is for Buddy Doze. Welcome back, Buddy! Now a part of the +1 Posse. And it is Porn Stash Andrew.
Yes!
Coming out. How about during commercial break, I put on the Porn Stash because I don't want to take up any time here. So I got to keep this thing flowing. Keep on keeping on. Life's a garden, dig it. You know what I mean? Whoops, I just spun again. We're going to have to move away. You guys don't get to see what that is. If you want to see what it is, well, looks like we're about to find out because we just got a sub. Actually, we just got a gifted sub to JB Girl from Jameis.
Nice.
Thank you so much. And that means we get to find out what that wheel spin was. This one is for Jameis. It was a lip sync challenge. Lip sync challenge goes to Jameis. And now for JB Girl, who got the gifted sub. Welcome to the +1 Posse, JB Girl. Nice to have you here. This one is for you. Oh, we're doing 25 XP to JB Girl and JB Girl alone. I'll do that right now. Points, add JB Girl, 25. There you go, JB Girl. That one's for you. Did it work? Oh, I did points. I didn't do points. Points, add JB Girl, 25. There we go. All right, and I think that's it. So we got Vegemite and a lip sync challenge that I have to do. And Porn Stash Andrew after commercial break.
Do I have to pay you to not do Vegemite?
I
will
no matter
donate
what, I'm
again.
doing Vegemite. The prize wheel has spoken.
The prize wheel is wrong. The
prize wheel is fate, in all honesty. It represents predetermined destiny.
I heard that like you can eat Vegemite like with butter. And it's supposed to...
What if I were to just, like, squeeze it onto my tongue right now?
Why would you eat Vegemite at all? Like, who wakes up and is like, I know what I'll eat? brown shit from a tube. Like,
supposedly, if you spread it really, really thin on bread, on toast,
salty.
it's not terrible.
It's not even like the fact that it's salty. It's the actual taste. It's just
no, Wolfie, I am the law.
That's true.
Not the wheel. Me.
Would I get like extra points if I just like squeeze it into my mouth?
No.
It depends on like how much.
No, because I will sympathy gag watching you do that.
All right. Well, anyway, how about we go higher on the law?
I didn't even think that was actually an audio hook. Still,
it still is. It still is. I'm gonna zoom in so people can see my pain.
We need to have like a milestone or something, or like a reward for when one of you actually throws up finally.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Drew.
Like, I don't know how it hasn't happened. I think the extra live stream was the closest either one of you has been to throwing up.
The closest I've come to throwing up was one of the Vegaboozled, in all honesty.
Yeah, when we did the Bean Boozled, no, Bean Boozled was bad when we did all like the handful of them. Bean Boozled was bad.
Yep.
But I lasted like a good 10 seconds before I bit right into sour milk, and I couldn't. I think I swallowed the beans. I can't remember. I think I got pretty far. But Vegemite was an instant. It was like Ipecac on my tongue. Like, it was an instant reaction. I was like fighting to vomit the entire time. It was so bad.
Killer buried, but not dead.
Wait, I thought I added. There's also one called exclamation point wolf. I'm not sure why it didn't show up in the audio hooks there, but that one is active. That's for Wolf Yi. Wolf Yi's current audio hook is exclamation point wolf.
Did you see what he said? If you squeeze it on your mouth, you get the reward of spending a lot of time on the toilet. That's your extra reward.
Well, I'm not going to squeeze like a lot.
Become Veggie Man, says Wormcoat.
He's got a wolf howl. All right, I will squeeze it on my finger.
Thank you. From all of us, we say thank you. Speaking of Extra Life, though,
I'll zoom in real close for you guys to see here. How much of Vegemite we got going on here.
I still want to know what shirt you guys threw out.
Look at that. Look at that glob of shiny Vegemite.
Ew,
Let's get real up close and personal here.
That's really big.
Wait. Zoom. Focus.
I'm on a huge delay. Oh, that is big.
Cockroach.
That's what you said.
Look at that. Look at that. Nice glob.
You should put Vegemite. You should put Vegemite in the toilet, Kristen.
That's true. You're right. I should. That would be awesome. All right.
It really does look like shiny shit.
It is.
My
it
stomach
is
hurts
shiny
already.
shit. It's shiny shit, is what it is. All right.
Vegemite is supposed to be like this high protein spread.
It's yeast something or other.
It's
disgusting. All you need to know
salty.
is in this quantity, it's almost vomit-inducing.
It's very bitter and it's very, very salty.
Very, very. Well, anyway, this is for Kelly.
It tastes like poo. I regret everything about my life that has led me up to this moment.
I don't want to close my mouth. Oh, man.
Ew.
Oh, no! It's so gross. I can, like, taste it. I got, like, phantom Vegemite in my mouth.
Oh. Because stuck to the roof of your mouth.
Like peanut butter, but it's hell's peanut butter.
Oh, God.
The faces that you're making are good.
Somebody clip that, please. Why is it that like one eye is closing?
Because I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat, but I want to close both eyes.
Oh, I couldn't clip something. Why did it fail to clip?
Try again. No.
Oh, man.
It's on a global cooldown. Well, now everyone's trying to clip.
Oh, man. There you go.
There we go.
Probably missed a part of it, but it's all good.
Oh, Johnny got to clip it.
Okay. Whew,
It is.
okay.
It is Satan's slime, straight from Satan's ass crack himself. So nasty.
The fact that it's specifically from the ass crack, not like his ass. Like, Pictures
ass
like
crack is the worst
dingleberries.
part. You know that. The ass crack is worse than the actual ass itself.
So basically, Vegemite's the shit that he forgot to wipe.
I was expecting you to say bunghole for some reason. Straight from Satan's bunghole. But
Bunghole
ass
is
crack's
something
good
I would
too.
absolutely say.
Bungholio.
But anyway, on a lighter note,
What's up?
I don't think I've said it. I think I said it in Discord, but I don't think I've actually said it on stream. I'm going, I think, next month to get my level up tattoo.
I can't wait to see it. Oh my god.
The extra life one. And I decided what I'm gonna do is for each year, because I'm gonna have, I don't know where I'm gonna get it yet. I don't know why I'm touching my arm like that's where I'm gonna get it, because I haven't decided where I'm gonna put it yet. But I'm gonna have the +1, which I'm wearing the shirt. I'm wearing the +1 shirt.
Oh, nice.
Today, yeah. So I'm gonna have like the +1, and then either above or below it, I'm not sure where yet. I'm gonna have like hearts, like video game hearts, and then for each year that I go to Extra Life for you guys, I'm gonna put in the year in the hearts.
Oh
so
my
that's
god.
gonna be how I'm like.
That's amazing.
Just to keep track, because I don't want to get like a level 1, like a +1 tattoo for every year, because it's like, dude, why are you covered in +1s? Like, what's wrong with you?
Speaking of, let me go back once again to the reaction screen, because let's zoom in here. This is our medal that we got. We just got this week. It was sent, and 2017 Extra Life medal, officially here. Gonna have to put it on the front of the desk. So. Very proud again of you guys. You guys did an amazing thing this year. Great job once again. Raising, God, what was it, like $5,000 this year? You guys did amazing.
I think about from that massive donation from Ginkgo.
Yeah, Ginkgo, of course, and Guitar Freak as well. Guitar Freak came through.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, had to come through twice because they lost his freaking money. Yeah.
That's still so crazy. I still have to send him his because I've had to redo the coasters. And I've only got like halfway through making them all, so I still have to send him all like 40 that he bought.
I still have
only got,
coasters
like,
that I want to
15
finish up. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
I just need to set aside time to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to make more, honestly.
It's fun.
Had a good time doing it.
It's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Ziploc Bob, I do not live in the basement. Do not listen to Dirty Habanero. He's a dirty liar.
Tsunami John says, let's double that 2018.
Yes.
We can try. Why not? You know, the more, the better,
yeah,
obviously.
Absolutely will.
Our record is still 10,700 or so from 2015.
Oh, wow. Oh, I don't think I was not there for that.
No, because Scott Cawthon of Five Nights at Freddy's donated $6,000 that year. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so. All right, well, anyway. Anyway, let's move on. We still have a little bit left in this show here. We're going to move on. We got through the level update, but we still have those smaller stories in what we like to call Rapid Fire News Roundup. Ha! Okay. First up, PSVR temporarily drops in price. It's actually down to $200 now, I believe. For the standalone. Still too much, really?
Still too much.
Wow.
Again, for the amount of games that they have on it, it's just still too much.
Well, the Skyrim package, which comes with a headset, 2 Move controllers, a camera, and Skyrim, I think that's down to $350 now, which is also really good. And that comes with the new version of the headset, the 2.0 version of the headsets. So, I mean, the more I'm watching the price go down, the more I'm like, ooh, tempted, man.
Well, didn't Mike say that he was thinking about getting rid of his PSVR?
Yes, he did. Ooh, that's interesting now that you bring that up. I wonder how much he would sell it to me for. Because, yeah, he said it made him sick. That's true. I don't know. I don't know what he would want for it. But he was getting sick. I don't know. I might have the same problem. I don't know. I might get sick as well. So
I get motion sickness in the car, so I don't think I would do very.
I get motion sick in the car if I'm looking down and like reading.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I was expecting more there than just a yeah. So I paused.
I mean, oh, I know. I was thinking like, I don't know how that would translate into, because you're moving with the game. So, because the disconnect when you when I look down at the car is like, oh, I feel like I'm moving, but I don't moving. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just not sure. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't want to waste the money on the PSVR
I
to
didn't get
find out.
sick when I played it in Best Buy with the shark demo, but you don't do a lot of quick moving in that. So I really have
Yeah,
no
well, I
idea.
know he said it was mostly when he played Skyrim, because Skyrim is a lot of like looking around and
Yeah.
and well, 360
It might be something that
So-
you become accustomed to, though, at the same time.
maybe. But yeah, if you don't buy his PSVR, maybe I will.
From him? Yeah.
Yeah,
Curious
I mean,
what
if
he
he's
would
looking
want
to
for
sell it, if he doesn't use it anymore.
Yeah. I forgot to acknowledge Ziploc Bob. Thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Appreciate that, man. I saw that come in.
He also gave a game code
Did he really?
for us. Yeah, for us to give away.
Very nice. Thank you so much,
Minion
Ziploc.
Masters on Steam.
Very cool. Thank you for doing that, Bob. Moving on, we got 4 more stories in this rapid fire. Next up, System Shock is being remade and remastered. I think as many of you may know, this was a Kickstarter kind of project, but it is now officially on hiatus while they try and refocus because I guess things got away from them and now we have no idea how long it's going to be before it's off hiatus. DePonch says it's dead, in his opinion. I don't know that it's officially dead, right, DePonch? They just said they're on hiatus. But still, there's like $1.3 million backing this. So I would hope it's not dead. That would be awful. Hopefully they can figure this shit out. Because System Shock is supposedly one of the greats. I never played it. Precursor to BioShock and, the I don't know if I would call it the universe, but it is a lot of the same people. It's the same franchise in a sense, System Shock to BioShock. So a lot of good people worked on the original, and it is a beloved game that I hope can find its way, find its focus again. Let's see what I missed in the chat here. Tiger of the Gale, welcome to the show. Next up in Rapid Fire News Roundup, The Evil Within 2 is getting a first-person mode. What do you guys think of that?
It's weird.
Would you ever play it this way?
Into VR.
I would. Like when GTA 5 did that, like I actually started using the first person mode more than I thought I would.
What about like PUBG even? That started off third person and went first person too.
Yeah. Like I prefer first person, but for Evil Within, I think I prefer to play horror games in third person if I can, because I feel like I get like that 360 view, so nothing's sneaking up on me.
Yeah.
But I would play it still first person just to give it a shot.
That's why I like third person.
Evil Within first person VR. Holy crap, man! Would that be terrifying?
That's where I see. That's I think maybe why they're going to first person, because it's easier to transition from first person to VR than third person VR.
Well, that would be a big win for PlayStation there
to
get
myself.
that. I mean, because Resident Evil is still considered, I think, to be the killer app at the moment for PSVR. But to get the Evil Within 2 as well, PSVR, exclusive technically when it comes to consoles, because Xbox doesn't have VR, Nintendo doesn't have VR, that would be a win for sure. Next up, we were talking about Scott Cawthon and his popular game series Five Nights at Freddy's. Well, it's being made into a film, and it's got a pretty good director attached to it, actually. Chris Columbus of Harry Potter fame, guy who directed the first two, Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets. He will be directing the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. What do you guys think, Joe? I know that you've played this game.
It's weird. Like, how do you make a movie out of that? I mean, I guess it could be not that hard. I can't imagine like what sort of plot.
I doubt it's like a shot-for-shot replica.
No, of course not. They're going to expand upon, I would assume, what the game does. Although, as the game is going on, a story has developed, right? Like the most recent one is about like the sister or something, and I think that kind of like Paranormal Activity, where as it's gone on, it's become like an actual story that's being told throughout the films. I feel like Five Nights also now, not originally, but now has this interwoven story that's been going throughout it. So
I've only played the first one.
Well, the Five Nights at Freddy's, if you get all like there's actually a story within Five Nights at Freddy's itself. But then when you play Five Nights at Freddy's 2, those secret stories reveal more about the animatronic characters. Of course, I've never played it myself. I watch any horror game I will not play, but I'll watch people play it.
Oh my God, what the hell was that? It scared the shit out of me.
Has a remote.
No, the remote's right here. The remote is literally right in front of me. What the hell was that?
That's crazy.
That scared the shit out of me.
Remote.
Well, what the hell? Okay. We got ghosts in the basement controlling the
Really
fart
ghosts.
machine.
I heard them when I was at your
Oh
house.
my gosh. Yeah, that was loud. I didn't know what that was.
That was a fart. That was a scary fart. DePonge says Evil Within 2 will go down as one of the best survival horror experiences I have ever played. It was rated high by critics last year, but still remains one of the most underrated games. He's telling people to play it. I did play it. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just as much as Evil Within 1. I think both of them are excellent games, and I'm not somebody that's really ingrained into the survival horror genre, and I still really, really enjoyed those. So I agree with you, man. Moving on, we got one more story in this rapid fire news roundup, and that is Steam has banned a developer for faking positive reviews on the Steam game page. And this is kind of contrary to what we've been seeing recently with review bombing, kind of like what we're seeing with Black Panther, where all these DC fanboys are rushing in to bring down the score. Now on the other end of the spectrum, we've got people that actually made the game or made the product going in there and trying to boost the score instead. And as a result, these guys got banned. This one here, I can't even remember what the title of it is, but maybe I shouldn't even give them attention because they did a bad thing. But yeah, I'm honestly, I would be surprised if this doesn't happen with a lot of games.
I'm sure it does. You know, there's always people who are dishonest with their intentions. Like, have you guys seen on Twitter all those people posting like Google photos of like somebody beat up or something, and saying like, "Oh, I was attacked at the Black Panther." Like they're just trolls who
trying to. They're basically creating racial divide.
Yeah, and not
It's
that
disgusting.
this game is doing that, but the intention behind it is like, I just don't understand dishonesty in that form. Like,
Yeah.
why are you dishonest about like if you want your game to be good, make it good. Don't fake reviews so people think it's good. Just make a good game. Which
Truer
is, I'm
words
sure,
have never
easier
been
said than
spoken.
done. But like, I don't know, just
Yeah.
slimy. Don't be slimy.
Bob says, yeah, I heard about this. The CEO sent a memo saying that the employees should leave a positive review and they would be given their money back if they had to buy it, but he couldn't force them to do it. So it was on the CEO. It's on him. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, but if the CEO tells you should do something, you don't go, well, he didn't say I had to. You do it.
Yeah.
So
that's
like,
messed
well,
up.
I can't force you to. You did. By saying we had to do it, you did.
Yeah, that's real messed up. For sure.
That is
well,
messed up.
That is the rapid fire news roundup. We have 30 minutes left on the stream timer. Just enough time to go through another trailer reaction and on the spot.
I'm so excited.
And we also, of course, can extend that stream timer to 3.5 hours with subs, tips, and cheers, guys. And of course, the prize wheel is active. Keep that in mind. Let's go to the reaction screen here, because we are going to be watching Incredibles 2 sneak peek from the Olympics. You guys can get that up on your end and let me know when you are ready. I'm going to turn off this fart machine
seen this.
I've
just in
watched this,
case.
like 30 times already. It's amazing.
Just in case
No,
this
I
fart
haven't
machine
watched
goes off.
None of it.
Jameis, I don't know. Did you request this? If you did, then that works out. Because we're about to watch
the teaser one 3 months ago, but I have not seen this one. Mostly because I haven't been watching it. Because I just don't care.
Yeah, I have seen this already, kind of quickly. Didn't really get to dissect it or anything like that, but I did watch this
Good
one.
night, Ziploc Bob.
Bob, good night to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
Ready, Freddy.
All right, let me just get it up in front of me here. All right. Welcome, level uppers, to another live reaction time. We've got our first teaser trailer for Incredibles 2. At least, I mean, this is the first one that actually has some content to it. We got those little things with Jack, shooting off Bob's hair and stuff like that. But this is our first real look, sneak peek at Incredibles 2. Happened during the Olympics this week. We've got Kelly Jellyfish and Joey Vantera on Discord joining me this time.
Yo.
Yo, yo, yo! And Joey, I know you've watched it. Kelly, you have not watched it yet, right?
Yep.
Not yet.
All right, I have watched it, but I haven't really gotten the chance to really appreciate it. So now's the time. Let's check out this trailer for Incredibles 2. I'll give you guys a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Watch after Jack Jack. I thought we were gonna go.
You heard your mother. Trampolining. We meet again.
Superheroes are illegal.
We want to fight bad guys. It defines who I am.
We're not saying you have... What?
Someone on TV said it.
I was approached by this tycoon. Wants to talk about hero stuff.
Help me bring supers back into the sunlight. We need Elastigirl.
Bye, sweetie.
I'll watch the kids, no problem.
That's not the way you're supposed to do it, Dad. They want us to do it this
I don't
way.
know that way. Why would they change math? Math is math. Math
Oh my God, so true.
I'm in court.
Doozles are dozing. Their eyelids so heavy, they're drooping. Close it!
I couldn't have done this if you hadn't taken over so well.
I've got to succeed, so she can succeed. So we
What a good husband.
can succeed.
I get it, Bob. What the? That is freaky.
But I can't keep giving him cookies.
Oh, he's freaky.
No biting a daddy.
What?
Done properly, parenting is a heroic act. Done properly.
I love how disheveled Bob looks by the end of that trailer, man, with the 5 o'clock shadow and his hair in disarray. And man, I also have to say the freaking cloth physics are getting ridiculous. Like, I noticed that how good the cloth animation and the cloth physics looked throughout this. Incredibles, the original, is in my opinion one of the best Pixar films, and Brad Bird,
so good.
in my opinion, is one of the best animation directors. Of course, he did Iron Giant, then he moved on to Incredibles, then he moved on to Ratatouille. That guy is a master when it comes to animation. So I've got so much faith in this film. Let's go with you, Joe, first. What do you think of what we saw here?
It's interesting. Is he not really going to be, part of the action in this movie? Like,
it's a good question, right?
Elastigirl, because it seems as though they had the scene in the beginning where she seems to be more enthusiastic about being a hero, and he seems to be more content with being a stay-at-home dad, which is going to be interesting. So that means that this is going to be possibly another movie where you get a strong female lead, and it's a mom nonetheless. So like it's going to show like what moms can actually do. Just because they're moms doesn't mean that they're down and out. And Elastigirl is going to like put on an amazing show while Bob takes.
Does that bother you at all? That Bob is kind of getting what some people would call like a B storyline, where he's just taking care of the kid while Elastigirl takes the stage.
I don't think that they're going to end up doing that throughout the entire movie. I'm pretty sure they're all going to come together at the end like they did in the first one, and Jack is going to play a big part of that. But just as of now, it's interesting that they're doing this. They want to show that Elastigirl is going to be the main focus for at least for a good chunk of the movie, while Bob stays home with Jack.
That being said, it's funny that Elastigirl is supposed to be the focus when it comes from a superhero perspective, but then if you look at this trailer, it's dominated by Bob and Jack.
Yeah.
We didn't really get a lot of Elastigirl, and hopefully that's just because they're trying to keep that side of the film a little secretive, which is, in my opinion, great. I mean, I would love to keep the action on the down low, low down. What's the way of saying that? Is it down low or low down?
On the down low.
On the down low.
The low down's like, what's up?
Yeah, whatever. So I appreciate that. I like that. Even this is a sneak peek, obviously, so we shouldn't expect very much. But I appreciate that they're keeping that side of this a little secretive. Kelly, being a woman and I'm sure being an Incredibles fan, you have to be a fan of the focus on Elastigirl as far as the action goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm just excited for an Incredible to begin with. My only concern is like the whole point of Incredibles 1 is that they were contacted by some super secret agency that they didn't know a lot about to be superheroes, and it ended up being a trap. And then like the first thing that happened is like, hey, some guy, here's their business card. We're talking in a seedy, dark alleyway, wants us to be superheroes. It's like, were you not there for the first one? That's my only thing is I feel like it's a red herring, the whole Elastigirl being the focus. I feel like there's something shady going on. But it definitely looks more like it looks more like Bob is the focus. It looks like he's figuring out how to be not a single dad, but the main parent while Elastigirl's off working and saving the world. He's trying to figure out and navigate Jack as he gains his powers. Which, and even if that is just a subplot of it, it looks funny. I think it's hilarious, so I'll take it. But I'm excited. The only other question that I have is, it looks like this takes place like right after the first Incredibles movie.
It does.
So so it's like, I want to know what we've missed, because it couldn't have been too much where they're arguing, well, superheroes are illegal, because wasn't there some resolution at the end of the first one where they were like, okay, well, some are okay, you can come back. I don't remember. I
Yeah, I
haven't seen the
mean,
first
this
Incredibles in
one
a really
starts
long time.
literally where the first one ended, with the Underminer popping out. So that's literally the start of this one. Then maybe it might have a slight jump. I don't know. Maybe they show that superheroes have been outlawed. We don't know yet exactly. But I'm a little disappointed in that, in all honesty. I really would have liked to have seen the kids grown up, teenagers, young adults, something like that. But
Yeah, and especially given how much time has passed, like since the first movie came out, and I guess the audience, because you know for a fact that 10 and 11 and 12-year-olds are gonna watch a movie, but people like us who we watched the first Incredibles when we were younger, and we never got a sequel, and now we get a sequel. I mean, that audience is gonna be filled with like 20 and 30-year-olds with no kids.
yeah,
It's just gonna be just them. So I don't know how I feel about it being directly after the first movie. Like, at least let like 4 years pass, 5, some amount of time to watch the kids grow. Although I did like the dad sitting trying to figure out the math homework. It's like, this is not math.
that's great. Yeah, because that's just so
Because
true.
I've done that. Because I nannied and I would help the kids with their math, and I'd be like, just do it this way. Don't. So like, but it's not. I was like, I don't care. Just do it this way. This is how you do it. I don't know what they're trying to do.
I mean, all honesty, I think they really wanted to stick with them being the same age because they didn't want to lose that Jack aspect. Because I have a feeling that's going to steal the movie for so many people. He's going to be the clear comedic character. There's so much material that can be done with Jack. And according to the D23 footage that was shown, it was some of the funniest stuff that has ever been done by Pixar. The stuff that they showed with Jack. So
it looks good. I mean, and then I did see. I didn't make the connection. Made the connection between their names, like their actual names, and their superpowers. So like Violet is invisible, like ultraviolet light. Ultraviolet is invisible, and Dash can run. And Jack, with all of his powers, he's the jack of all trades. He's got all the powers. And I was like, how did it take like 10 years to figure that out? It was like, what?
I never made that connection until you said.
No, if they hadn't said anything, I would have never. It would have just gone right over my head for the rest of my life.
Well, now we all know. Anyway, God, man, I'm so freaking excited. It's been such a long time. We've been waiting.
When is it supposed to come out?
It's coming out this summer.
Okay.
I mean, we've been waiting a decade plus for this, and it's finally happening for all those long-time fans. It came out in
2004, so 14 years.
14 years we've been waiting for this, and it's finally happening. So very curious what all of our viewers think. If you're watching this on youtube.com/the Level Up Network, let us know in the comments below what you thought of the trailer. What do you think of Jack and Bob's storyline in the film and the focus on Elastigirl? Are you down with that? Are you not down with that? Let us know. If you like the video, hit that heart button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, make sure you get notifications so you get alerts when we upload new videos. And if you want to check these out when we do them live, it's at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Make sure to turn on alerts there as well, and maybe we'll catch you next time. Until then, take care, and as always, don't forget to level up. I am curious about the echo was really bad during that. Joe, are you wearing a headset?
What? Yeah.
Are you are wearing a headset? I wonder where the echo is coming from then. It's picking up somebody's volume and echoing it every so often. I'm not sure why. Is your mic really close to your headset speakers?
Me? No, not since the last time you told me not to. Be so close to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. All right. Maybe we're just too loud. Maybe we need to quiet down.
I'm a loud person.
Well, anyway.
It's probably my fault.
No, I don't think so. I think I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to look at it on my end. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's Discord. Although Discord's typically pretty good with that.
Discord for me has been cutting in and out.
Yeah, it has. It has. I've noticed that you've been cutting in and out a little bit here and there. All right. Well, anyway, moving on. We got one more segment in the show here. And we do not have any wheel spins in the final wheel spin segment. So you're getting close to your last chance, guys. If you want to get a wheel spin for the final of the show, hit the, sub, resub, pledge on Patreon, cheer. You could host for 10 viewers or more.
Did we do the wheel spin for Dirty Hob and JB Curl?
Yes,
don't
we
know if
haven't done a few
we
of the
did.
things though yet. I haven't done the lip sync challenge yet, and I haven't done.
Oh, that's right. He got the lip sync challenge.
Was there something else that I was supposed to do besides the lip sync
I
challenge?
don't remember. No, it was a porn stash.
Porn stash. During commercial break, I was supposed to do that. Did we have a commercial break yet?
We did. You went to the bathroom.
Ah, looks like I gotta put that on now. Then we gotta find one. Gotta find a good one. Ooh, this
Our
one
next
looks good.
commercial break is after the next segment.
I'm gonna do it right now. Dirty Habanero wants me to do House of the Rising Sun. It was his lip sync challenge, right?
I believe so. I think JB Girl got the porn stash and Hob got the.
Oh!
Oh, nice!
Meepo! There's gonna be 2 wheel spins there because he gifted. Thank you so much, Meepo! Once again, let's give a shout out to Meepo, guys, please. One of our mods. Kelly, you're one now.
How do you do shout out? Is it
Exclamation
just shout
point
out?
shout out. Yep. Exclamation point shout out. Space. The name. There you go. Everybody go to Meepo, please. Great streamer. And a relatively new streamer that deserves support. Everybody, please go to twitch.tv/M3P0 and give him a follow. Turn on notifications. Make sure you get alerts when he goes live. All right. The porn stash Andrew is here. That's like, I gotta say, like 5 sub gifts from Meepo now. That guy is nonstop. He's an unstoppable force of charity and goodwill. All right. Anyway, we got one more segment here in the show. And it is the community focus segment of the show. What's it called, Kelly?
It's called Unsapatsa.
Unsapatsa, she knows.
Channeling my inner Mike.
Yep. On the spot, every week, you guys can go in our Discord at discord.gg/thelevelupnetwork. There's an on-the-spot channel. Go there, submit your hard-hitting questions for us to answer, like this one right here. Dear The Level Up Show, you're going full-time. Woo! Woo! We are all so proud of you. What are 3 non-gaming goals you want to achieve when you go full-time? What do you think your biggest challenge will be, both on streaming level and on a personal level? And lastly, what about going full-time excites you the most? This is a meaty question here.
It sure is.
A lot of meat on this bone. Well, let me start with the first part of the question, and it was 3 non-gaming goals. Well, let me just say that I want to do a lot of non-gaming stuff when I go full-time. We're at 25% of our $10,000 goal, guys. When we hit that, it's in motion. I will be moving to full-time streaming. But I think what I really want to do is I want to bring back a focus on movies, on television, and maybe even on superheroes. We lost that in a big way when we lost Dean and Greg, and it became really hard to keep those things going with only 2 people. But if I'm going full-time, even if it's just me, I really want to bring back a focus on that. If I have to use Discord to do it, use the community, we'll see how it happens. But that is one of my non-gaming goals. And I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek at an idea I've got churning up here right now. I want to do seasonal things. So,
that'd be fun.
If I were to start, let's say, at the very beginning of next year, when spring came around, let's say that's the first season of original content. What I had in mind was, you guys know how I'm going to do Wake Up Level Up, right? That'll be my morning gaming talk show to discuss gaming news and just kind of welcome the morning, you know, just kind of get into things and take it easy and chill. But
mornings are hard.
When spring comes, I kind of like the idea of doing something called Wake Up Power Up, where we are trying to get in shape for the summer season. And it's all about fitness. And I do a fitness regimen for multiple months to get us all into shape. But here's the kicker. Every week, you guys get a different host. A gaming character, dress-up gaming character, takes over the fitness show and kicks you into gear.
That would be funny.
So let's say week 1, I'm Kratos, and I'll use my green screen, and I'll create like a farce background with mist and animated mist and all this, and I will be in Kratos mode, and I'll be aggressive and pushing you guys hard, and it'll be all about getting into shape. And then the week after that, let's say I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm working on agility with you guys. I don't know, but the idea is to bring a different gaming character every week to be your fitness instructor. So that's
That would be really fun.
that's another idea I've got churning up there. This is the kind of stuff I want to do. I want to do really different things, really unique things, and I want to try and get attention for the channel in that way. If I'm just doing the same thing everybody else is doing, streaming games 8 hours a day, my God,
Another
Meepo.
sub-gift.
Meepo!
What?
My God. Unbelievable. Thank you so
Crazy.
much.
Sorry, buddy. Did I upset you?
You're the best. Thank you so much, Meepo. Once again, guys, please go to Meepo. Give him a check. Follow his channel. And I'm not even just saying this because he's supporting us. I was watching Meepo this week. The guy is super entertaining. Playing Fortnite. He's the reason I want to play more Fortnite. Is because I was watching Meepo. That's what he did for me. The guy is really, really entertaining. I promise you, you will not regret going to his channel and hitting that follow button. Turn on notifications. Make sure you get alerts when he goes live, please. Let me see. Was there any other things I had churning up there? I'm trying to think here. Movie nights are a possibility. I saw somebody say movie nights. I would like to really get watch-alongs going and working on Twitch. Riff.tv shut down. It's no longer a thing, so I can't use that anymore. Either I'm looking for an alternative or I'm looking for a way to make it work for Twitch. But I do want to do movie nights, or if it's not at night, just movie days. Because you guys know I'm very passionate about film. Almost as passionate about film as I am about games. And TV as well. I love TV. I watch a lot of TV. So I want to bring that back into the focus when I go full time. Let's see, the other part of the question.
Have we done a Netflix club recently?
We haven't done a Netflix club in a while now. And that's something that I don't want to go away. I know Netflix Club has been on a sort of hiatus, but it's not gone because I actually really enjoyed doing Netflix Club. It's been a little tricky to make it happen, but maybe it becomes, if I go full time, maybe it becomes an entirely community focused thing where it's really done through Discord with you guys, and maybe we choose a certain amount of people each month, and maybe they register to be a part of a certain Netflix club. Like, hey, I'm really into this show. I really want to be a part of this Netflix club. Maybe we get 2 or 3 people, 4 people, you know, and they are that month's Netflix club. You know, there's ways to make it happen for sure. So don't put that to the side. Netflix club will make its return. I know another thing people would really like to see make a return is it only does PlayStation, but that one is going to be tough. I don't know if that's possible. I'm not willing to commit to that yet. Moving on to another part of the question. What do you think the biggest challenges will be, both on a streaming level and on a personal level? I think the obvious challenge, and something that I'm trying not to underestimate, is the fact that I'm going to be streaming 45 hours a week at the least, maybe even closer to 50 when it comes to the Level Up show. And I really want to do that because I think if I'm going to be successful, I got to get as much time in as I can and not waver during that time. I can't do 9 hours a day but stick it out just because it's 9 hours a day. I need to do 9 hours a day and make every single minute of those 9 hours as entertaining as possible. I cannot let up. I cannot become tired or lazy. I need to be my best version of myself all 9 hours every day. 8 or 9 hours, because the stream timer will be active during the full-time stream. So it's either going to be 8 hours or 9 hours, depending on how much support we get throughout the day. So that...
Would you do it all in one go, or would you break it up?
That is a very good question. I think that it's more likely that I do it in one go because I don't think Kristen would want me to do it at night. The whole reason, not the whole reason, but one of the big reasons that full-time is great for us is because it takes me away from her at night. Or it takes me away from doing it at night is what I mean. She doesn't like that I don't go to sleep with her in bed. You know, she doesn't like that I'm coming up to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning and leaving at midnight and all this and that. So I would like to return things to more of a norm with her.
Do you think you would change the time or day of the Up show? Would it still be Sunday at 10?
I think so, yeah. I think it would still be Sunday at 10.
But
it's gonna be a rough
midnight stream.
I would no longer midnight stream. That's gone once I go full time. No longer will I midnight stream. The only late night stream you'll get from me is Sundays, 10 p.m. for the Level Up show. And I know it's going to be kind of rough on me Monday mornings to wake up, because, you know, Level Up show does tire me out and when I wake up on Mondays, but, you know, it's one day a week. I just got to push myself through on Mondays. That's kind of the whole point of Wake Up Level Up, is to chill, drink a cup of coffee, talk with you guys, and get the day started and try and build up to being the best version of myself, you know?
Well, you could do like, because I know a lot of full-time streamers, they take off, maybe not the same 2 days, but maybe you like take off Monday and Thursday and do Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday or something, you know, or take off Monday, Saturday. And
That's
stream,
something that can
you know.
happen on like a case-by-case basis, but at the same time, I don't want to make that a regular thing because the best way to success is being consistent. And you can be very forward, you know, and very transparent with how you're going to modify your schedule on Discord and Twitter and all that. But in the end, there's going to be a lot of people that don't see that. There's no way around that. Right. So if you are consistent, that is the best way to find success. Just do the same thing every day. People will know you're there, no matter what. So that's the goal. But so that's on a streaming level in a lot of ways. Other challenges on a streaming level, I think, is to be unique. You have to, and this is going to be one of the big pressures. You can't fall into doing the same thing over and over again every day. It's going to get old. It's going to get tired. It needs to be a constant thing where I'm constantly thinking about what can I do differently to keep things fresh. I can't let things get boring or lazy. And I think that's going to be a challenge to continuously think of ways to change things up, while also not getting rid of things that people love. I can't change it up to the point where it's like, no, I like that. Don't get rid of that.
Or it's unrecognizable.
Or unrecognizable, right? It needs to stay consistent in theme and personality and feel like it's me and feel like I'm not, you know, veering out of who I am. I need to stay consistent to who I am. But I also need to be a little bit risky. I need to try and push myself and do things that hopefully aren't seen often on Twitch. Because I think that even though over the course of time, the Level Up Show is something that you can find in a variety of ways on other channels, when we started the Level Up Show, I think we were very unique. I don't think you saw many things like what we do here. And I think in a lot of ways, the Level Up Show still is unique, but less so in comparison to what it started out 4 years ago. And that's a problem, is that I haven't been able to iterate on the Level Up Show in a way to make it truly unique in comparison to what you see elsewhere on Twitch. But that's something I feel like I need to do when it comes to full-time streaming. All right. On a personal level, I think that it's all about proving myself, not just to you guys, but to family and to Kristen, and making sure that I can truly make this something that I can be proud of and that is sustainable as a career that can help to take care of my family. And that's very scary. Sorry, what was that, Kelly?
I'm back. I went away. My internet crashed and I lost everything, but now I'm back.
Wow, that was a quick return.
Yeah, well, I panicked and I started refreshing a lot.
Well, what I was saying, Kelly, is that, oh, thank you so much. We just got a tip.
Yay!
From Meepo with the $7 tip.
Again!
I enjoy that you are very genuine on your stream.
Meepo's awesome.
Your community
I don't think I've
is
had a
one of
chance
the
to watch
best
any of
I've
his
found
stuff
on
yet,
Twitch. I'm glad that I can be a part of it.
Sorry, I was just listening to his comment there. Thank you so much. He was saying that he finds the channel to be very genuine, and one of the best communities on Twitch. 100% agree with that second part. We have one of the best communities I've ever seen on Twitch. I've watched a lot of channels. I've seen a lot of communities. We have one of, if not the best, I've ever seen. It's so close-knit and tight and passionate and supportive and generous, and I can't speak highly enough about our community. So proud of what has happened over the course of the past 4 years when it comes to our community.
They are all great.
Yeah, it's truly one of the best.
They're very good at taking new people and making them feel like they've been there forever.
Yeah. That's something that I really wanted to be the case with our community. It's something that I pushed hard from the very beginning, and something that they clearly adopted. If they weren't going to already, they did, you know, because of a desire for that to be the case on our channel. Very welcoming. But what I was saying on a personal level, Kelly, is that it's all about proving myself, to my family, and supporting my family as a full-time streamer, as a career that actually is sustainable, and actually to take it to a point that I'm more successful in this than I currently am in the job where I'm at.
Mhm.
That's the true goal here. Not only to be successful in this, but to be more successful even than I thought possible.
Right.
You know, I want this to be a full-time, long-term thing. I don't want this to be, this was a cool, fun period in my life, although it's going to be. I truly want this
Right.
to
Nothing
become,
lasts forever.
yeah, I truly want this to be the long-term future. That's the goal. I don't want this to be, you know, lightning in a bottle or anything like that.
Well, I don't mean to be sappy, but I think if anyone can do it, it's you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do my very, very best. I'm thinking every day about this, and I still have time until it becomes a reality. And, you know, things like wake up, power up, and all that. I'm hoping to have many more ideas like that. I'm hoping to have an idea for every season, for one. I want to have something for winter. I want to have something for fall and summer as well. Something that we do every year. And I think what's really good about Wake Up Power Up is that's something that can remain fresh because every week will be
It'll be different.
potentially a different personality that I have to personify
I have a really good
and
one
try and
for
become.
winter.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
You should wake up, cozy up, which is you wake up, realize it's cold outside, and go back to bed. That'd be a really good segment.
That is the opposite
That's
of
what
what
I
I
do
need to be.
I wake up at the very last possible second for work, so I'm like, it's cold. I don't wanna.
Thank you for the support that I'm seeing in the chat, buddy. Thank you so much. And I think that, oh, what excites you the most about going full time? I'll be honest, one of the things that excites me the most is actually playing games and getting a lot of games done. There's a lot of games that I haven't played. You know, I try to be this person that knows a lot about games, and I do, but a lot of those games that I know a lot about, I actually haven't played. And I wanna really expand my catalog. I want to have firsthand experience with a lot of indie stuff, a lot of unique stuff. I'm going to give you guys another insight into how things are going to work from a subscriber and Patreon standpoint, because obviously we do need to incentivize those things further if we're going to make this a monetary success that I can keep going and make sustainable. So, what we're going to do is I really want you guys to have a say in what I play, but not so much so that I don't have final say. Obviously, I want to play games that I'm going to enjoy. And if I'm not enjoying something, it's not going to be played. I will stop playing it and I will move on to something that's going to be more entertaining for me. And as a result, more entertaining for you guys as the viewers. It's not going to be entertaining if I'm not enjoying myself. But all that being said, Tier 1 patrons and subs. The idea is that you will have an exclusive channel on our Discord to suggest games. Anything. Anything you want, you can suggest. I'm going to choose, once I finish a game, 4 games will be chosen from that huge list that forms on that Discord channel. Those 4 games will be turned into a poll that goes on another exclusive Discord channel that is meant for Tier 2 Discord patrons and subs. Those higher level patrons and subs then get to vote on the 4 games that I chose from the list. So in essence, I'm still choosing the games. I'm choosing 4 games that I would be interested in playing, but you guys get to vote, the Tier 2 patrons and subs, ultimately on which of those games will be the next one I play. And that might be the more simplified version of it, because it might be that I'm not only playing one game at a time. It might be that I'm playing this game 3 days a week and this game 2 days a week. So it's not that simple entirely, but in essence, that's the idea, is that you guys will have a say. Go ahead.
I guess kind of similar to the Netflix club, you could do something like a video game club. I mean, obviously stay away from the AAA $60 games, but if you see a game on PlayStation or Steam that's like $5, you'd be like, hey, this is the game of the month. You have a month to play it, and we'll reconvene on this day and we'll talk about it. Maybe you guys could do something like that.
Yeah, that's a possibility, and more ideas for talk show related things, because I definitely want to get a lot of talk show in there. I want to get a lot of creative in there.
And as always, if you guys think of anything that you want Drew to do, because he's like your Twitch slave now. He's not. That was a joke. He's not. You guys can go to the Discord. There's a suggestions and feedback channel on the Discord. If you guys think of something, you can suggest it. Here, I'll even put a Discord in the chat. Look at that.
There you go. Kelly, community manager, knowing how it's done.
community managing the community that's already amazing and doesn't.
And I'm willing to take suggestions right now. We still have 8 minutes left in the stream. You know, guys, feel free to leave suggestions in the chat now because we're not going to end until the timer has run out. And when the timer does run out, I'll do the last couple things we got to do here. We got to do the last couple wheel spins, and we got to do the lip sync challenge, which was House of the Rising Sun for Jameis. So we still have a few things to close off the night. Kelly is the best community manager, says Buddy.
Buddy!
Reaction video, says Jameis. Did he redeem something that I missed?
Didn't he? I thought he did the Cobra Kai.
We already watched Cobra Kai.
I thought, maybe I Well, chat's gone now because I had to refresh. So
he might have missed it. He might have missed that we watched it already. Let me see. Actually, no. Let me pull it up here. I have it on my redemption list here. Let me see if it is Cobra Kai. It is. Already watched it, Jameis. You're gonna have to look at the archive.
It was pretty early on. It was
the very beginning. It was TLUS has no game.
Yeah, it was like the first thing we did. The first teaser for Cobra Kai.
The first story of TLUS has no game is when we did Cobra Kai. So that already happened. If you guys didn't know, I feel like sometimes it's being forgotten. You guys can use your XP to do a lot of cool things. You can use it to suggest Giphies. You can use it to suggest... I'll give you a refund, Jameis. I'll do that right now, actually. You can use it to request reaction videos. You can do it to actually get t-shirts and hoodies if you get that high in XP amounts. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Just go to streamlabs.com/thelevelupshow. Click on the loyalty points tab, and you can see all of the different things that you guys can do through your points that you earn simply by watching the show. And if you sub, you cheer, you tip, all those, you get a lot of extra points in addition to that, of course. I manually add points to you guys when you tip. You automatically get points when you sub, cheer, host, so on. All right. Oh, we just got a gift. A Steam gift. What? Subnautica. A game that I had on my wish list. Holy crap, who gifted that? Let me check. That was from Jameis. That was from Jameis.
Wow, that's awesome.
A game that I really want to play, and it's something he's been talking about a lot too. I've watched a couple streams of it. It looks really, really cool. So Jameis, I got to give you a wheel spin for that. That's worth a wheel spin right there because that's so much support from you. Thank you for that. And also, I have your box over here that you sent for Mike. Unfortunately, Mike isn't here tonight, but I will get that to Mike when I next see him. It's a really cool statue that you sent over, and also the candy was nice as well. All right.
Do you want to do, just so I know what to do with the code, do you want to give it away today? Do you want to save it for later?
What was it for again? I'm sorry.
Minion Masters on Steam. Minion
Masters. Was it sent specifically to you, Kelly?
Yeah, Ziploc Bob messaged it to me.
Okay, we'll do a giveaway through Streamlabs chatbot for Minion Masters. Do I have that right?
Yes.
Minion Masters. We'll have this be for anybody that wants to get in on it. No ticket costs, no max tickets, just simple exclamation point raffle. If you want to get in on this giveaway, you'll have 3 minutes to get in on this before the raffle ends, guys. For Minion Masters, courtesy of Ziploc Bob. This is on Steam. This is on Steam, guys. So I believe that this should be available to anybody. When it comes to Steam, I don't think there's any region locking, but could be wrong on that.
Very few games have a region lock.
Yeah, on Steam, I didn't think so.
On the store page if it does or doesn't.
So do you feel like I answered all of your questions, Kelly, when it comes to the on the spot?
I did, and more, because I had follow-up questions in between my questions. I had a lot of questions.
So I answered all of them? We're good?
Yeah, no, you're good. I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit on full time.
No, I honestly, I love talking about it because it allows me to brainstorm.
I would be, don't take this the wrong way, scared shitless. I don't think I could do it. I honestly don't.
I'll be honest,
I'm
scared.
not entertaining enough. I would be like, if I've streamed once, actually twice, and I've forgotten that I was streaming midstream, like, oh yeah, there's people talking to me, telling me to do things.
Yep.
Okay, and I go back to playing, like,
I mean, in all honesty, I wonder why anybody finds me entertaining as well. But
you hush now. That's not even funny.
It's true. I don't understand it, but clearly there's some of you that do find me entertaining. The hope is that there's others that will as well, because that's the goal here, that we can
I think it's all the Vegemite.
build this community. The Vegemite is the entertaining part? Yeah, Kelly, I have to say,
The
I think when you
faces
stream,
that
it's
you
great.
make. I forget that you guys exist. I talked to my friend today. She's gonna design a logo for me because I'm getting
Oh,
my
nice.
stream together so I can start not charity streaming all the time, but just charity streaming for one specific event coming up in September that
Mhm.
I'm trying to raise money for. But I was like, I don't want to be a scrub. Like, I want to, look good. So she's gonna design my logo for me. She's
Nice.
awesome. And
I want to give a
eventually,
shout out actually to Synthesizer. He is currently helping
yes.
me out with a short audio version of our intro theme that I would like to use during Wake Up Level Up. He's trying to make a more lighthearted, simple version of the do 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 do
Yeah.
do that part of our intro theme. He's making a more simplistic version of that for
Where
me.
did that come from? Did you guys?
That was originally made by a viewer named Blue Ignosis during our first couple months streaming. Unfortunately, he kind of disappeared, in all honesty, but he did an amazing job with that intro theme.
So
I
that's like
still love it.
completely original.
Yep.
Level up. That's awesome.
He sent me an email with like his words saying, "I transfer this to you. You now have ownership of it. This is no longer mine."
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was so cool of him. To this day, Blue Ignosis will be remembered as the creator of the Level Up Show theme. So, even though he's no longer here, he lives on through the music. Let's see how much time do we have?
Dirty
left?
Habanero posted our.
He keeps posting it. Yeah.
It's so funny. I forgot. I didn't forget about that. I forgot that it was clipped.
All right, I think it ended. Yep, it did. And the winner of Minion Masters is New Dub's Order. So if you wouldn't mind whispering that to New Dub's Order
Yeah,
for me, Kelly.
absolutely.
Congratulations, New Dub's Order. Won Steam code for Minion Masters. Very cool for Ziploc Bob to send that to us tonight. Appreciate that kind of support in a big way. How about we start spinning that wheel? Because we got a lot of spins that we got to do, don't we? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spins we got to do. Also, real quick, Joe, are you still on the line?
Yes, I am.
I'm just kind of curious if you have had any thoughts on things that I should do when I go full time.
I really just want to see more IRL streams.
Yeah.
You're gonna get really bored just playing, like having your brain be focused on games and specific activities for the Level Up show is gonna drive you nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you're gonna be thinking about, is this entertaining enough? Am I doing this okay? Do people like this? And if this doesn't work out, what's the next idea? You would be surprised. Like the IRL thing is the biggest thing that I love watching on Twitch, especially during the day. Like I love watching my favorite streamers play games. But, like, just
so let me give you guys a little insight into that, what I have planned, because I do plan to do a lot of in real life, and I've talked to Kristen about this because obviously it involves her and Evie. But I have a 100-foot HDMI cable hooked up now to our camcorder down here. So right now, technically, I could take that camera and just go upstairs and around the house with it. And I feel like that just might happen randomly at times. Like I might just be like, all right, guys, let's take a break from games. Let's go see what Kristen and Evie are doing. Let's head upstairs and hang out. And just do a little in real life. Here's what things are going on. Here are things that are going on in my personal life. So I'm definitely going to try and involve Kristen and Evie and just give you guys more insight into me outside of the show. Because I do know that that's a big deal when it comes to being successful on Twitch. You guys want to be closer with me outside of this. You want to feel truly like you are a part of my life. And I want to give that to you guys. So I 100% agree with you, Joe. That is going to be something I try my very best to make happen.
Ooh.
Woo! And I started thinking about that because of your earlier suggestion to do more in real life. So thank you for that. That's what I mean. That's why I need more suggestions like that. Because it's important, it's useful, and in all honesty, it's the right way of thinking. Like that is a very good point, and it's something that will help me find success, I would imagine, on Twitch. To do more unique, interesting stuff and try and revolve around a lot of the different areas of Twitch, whether it be creative or even music. I don't know. Maybe I take up an instrument. I have no idea. I would really love to learn piano. So, maybe we even get some of that going every so often. Cooking, maybe cooking happens. Maybe I cook a little bit with Kristen. Who knows, man? That's what's really cool about this. Is Twitch is so diverse now. Like I could do so many things on this channel, and really become a better person, not just like as like a person, but like in what I can do, like a jack of all trades, like really find a lot of different talents. That's so exciting to me. So, all right, we're gonna start spinning that wheel. First up, we got Meepo with the sub gift. That one went to Dropstick. Did I say that right? Yeah, Dropstick. Got a little nervous there for a second. 10 XP to Meepo. I'm going to do that right now. Points, add, M3, 10. All right, there you go, Meepo. That one's for you. After that, we got Dropstick, the sub recipient. Welcome to the +1 Posse. This one is for you. Old Man Andrew. Can I make that happen?
Do Old Man Andrew from like right here on out.
Okay. Okay, you got it. All right, I gotta get it. Hold on.
You gotta get psyched up.
I gotta get in the mode. Yeah. You shall not pass. That's how I get in the mode. Right.
It sounded like if Gandalf and Yoda had a weird kid.
It's true. It is what happened there. Next up,
oh, and
we
Meepo
got
on the giveaway. Or the giveaway.
Meepo with another wheel spin. This one for another sub gift. Thank you so much, Meepo, for your sub gift. Appreciate you. What we got? Oh, one mother special thanks to Meepo. And
well deserved.
The sub gift recipient. I can't do this right now.
You sound like Yoda.
Goes to Bama. Oh, I've been boozled. I've been boozled by Bama.
Damn it, Bama.
Next up, we've got that $7 chip.
I don't know what's happening to me right now.
We got a $7 tip from Meepo. Oh! On top of a 1 month special thanks, we got a custom welcome message for Meepo.
I don't know what this voice is, but it makes me happy, says Tiger of the Kill.
That's the important part.
And finally, James Dirty Habanero with a big game gift, Subnautica. A bad, slightly racist voice. I don't know how this is racist.
Sounds, I think, who was it that said it? Somebody said it sounded like an old Jar Jar Binks, and that's what I hear now.
Yes, I think it sounds like a Star Wars character. I don't know how this is racist, but we have two wheel spins to do now for lipstick challenge.
All right, can I no longer be Old Man Andrew?
Please.
Okay. Bad, slightly racist voice. I don't know.
Every time you guys say lip sync challenge, my brain hears lipstick challenge.
That might be my fault, or it might be your brain in the gutter.
I think I heard it once, and so now I'll always hear lipstick challenge.
Well, I need a drink after that.
I imagine.
We are over the time limit now. We're getting extra hours of level up, but we got 2 lip sync challenges to do, and we have 1 Bean Boozled. Let's do Bean Boozled right now. Let's get that done and out of the way. All right.
Do Bean Boozled while you do the lip sync challenge. And if it's a bad one, try to keep a straight face while you sing.
I feel like the volume is very important to
I
Bean
think
Boozled.
it is too.
Or else you guys
Dr.
won't hear the
Doofenshmirtz,
suffering.
that's who you sound like.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz?
Doofenshmirtz? You never watched Phineas and Ferb?
I actually have not.
Oh,
No.
it's really good. It's actually a very good show.
New dubs, no. I will answer your question tonight. I do not have work tomorrow. I'm willing to stay a little bit late. Even though we do not have the sub timer extended enough, I'm still willing to stay a little late. No problem. Let's do Bean Boozled first. Let's get it done. Son of a bitch. All right. It is either Stinky Socks or Tutti Frutti.
Tutti Frutti all the way.
I've had enough Stinky Socks for my entire life. I swear to God. I feel like I get it so often. This one is for Bama. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. Congratulations on the sub gift, and welcome to the +1 Posse. I think I'm okay. Nice! Wait!
Tutti Frutti.
Wait. Okay, I'm okay. Oh! What is going on? Hold on!
It's both. They mixed it together just when you think you're safe.
Oh, it is! You're right! It's this weird mixture. It's a little bit of sticky socks. There's enough that I can smell it.
It's one of those like factory recalled beans.
It's really weird. Oh, it's not like awful, but it's like disconcerting. I don't.
Maybe that's the secret of Bean Boozled. Is it is actually a mix of both, and whatever you're expecting is what you get. It's all in your head. Sweet candy coating around stinky socks.
Uh huh. They really hit it in there and deep. Oh, weird. Well, that was real weird. All right. That was bizarre. All right. So first we got House of the Rising Sun, and then I'll leave it up to you and Joe to figure out what my next song is going to be after that.
Joe, what are you thinking?
I'll start looking.
All right. I got to get this bean out of my teeth. Oh my god. All right. It is what it is. I'm just going to have to taste stinky socks all night. All right. All right. Thank you to Sunny with No Chance for the follow. Saw that came in. Appreciate that.
That's a cute name.
Sunny with No Chance. That is a good name.
Yeah, there was like that Disney show. It's called Sunny with a Chance.
Sunny with a Chance.
Yeah.
I liked that show. It just disappeared.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to do a couple more wheel spins, actually.
Yeah, we've done. Let's see. What else is there left to do?
I think we're good.
Meepo and Nerdy Effect. I think we haven't done those two new ones.
But as far as all the other ones, I think we're good. I think we've caught up on everything.
As far as we can do, we've done them.
Yep. So, last two wheel spins of the night, probably. This one for Meepo, once again, for the gifted sub. This one went to Nerdy Effect, and we're getting a Pterodactyl Andrew.
Joe, that is funny. Yeah, I do.
Pterodactyl Andrew's coming your way. And lastly, the last spin of the night, probably. This one for Nerdy Effect. Getting that sub gift. Welcome to the +1 Posse. Ooh, way to go, room. We got 25 XP to the entire room. Way to go.
I want to save your snap, but there's no way for me to.
Alright, so we're going to close off the night with a good old pterodactyl. Pterodactyl. Let me get into mode here. Let me get into costume. Taking off the headset. Alright. Oh my god. So many chords.
I'm sorry. I was watching a Snapchat of me double dancing. What did Meepo get?
You should imagine what it was like with music.
Much better. So did Nerdy Effect get Pterodactyl Andrew, or did Meepo get Pterodactyl Andrew?
I missed it.
I missed it too. I was watching a Snapchat. I have failed.
Meepo did.
Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I put in the outline.
Pterodactyl.
Because the P is silent, but
Pterodactyl. Slow flap as I rise. I got so red.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Look at these bunny ears.
Oh wait, I gotta do the pterodactyl emote. I did it.
He's gonna give himself a hernia.
Oh my god.
I know. I was like, call 911. Yeah, this guy that I'm watching online.
Oh my god.
He did pterodactyl Andrew, and now he's
that was
on
an
the
intense
floor.
one, man. That was intense. I gave that my all.
Yeah, you went roll red.
I went real red. I almost lost consciousness there for a second. I was like, no blood going around. Everything was in that pterodactyl.
Holy crap! More like holy clap. Because it's pterodactyl Andrew. You slow clap. Never mind. It worked in my head.
Since when have I clapped?
I was trying to mix flap
Do you
and
mean-
crap, and I forgot that clap was a word.
So you meant to say holy flap.
Well, no, I was trying to be like crap, but flap, but not say flap. I was trying to say crap, but I said clap. It worked in my head. It didn't work when I said it out loud.
No, I gotta be honest with you. That didn't work at all, Kelly.
No, it didn't.
But we still love you.
It worked when I forgot that clap wasn't a word.
Yeah.
When clap was not a word, it worked.
This is true. Well, anyway, time to wrap up, guys. It's 1:40 in the morning.
What did Nerdy Effect get?
He got the 25 XP to the entire room.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. I'm honestly lightheaded from that pterodactyl. That was a lot of intensity. I hope I didn't wake anybody up. All right. Well, guys, this was fun. This is a good night. We just got another follow from the ladies. Call me Roadrunner.
Ooh.
Another good name, man. I like these names I'm seeing tonight. The ladies call me Roadrunner. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the show. Once again, guys, if you appreciated what you saw here tonight, hit that heart button here at twitch.tv/TheLevelUpShow. Ah, there it is. New dubs. I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. His question. He had a question. All right. The question was, will you...
Is it that way? It's that way.
Will you beta test the new show ideas before the 10 grand goal to kind of tease what it could be to hype the ideas for full time? That's a good question. I've considered some things being applied. The problem is that a lot of the ideas I have kind of require me to devote a lot of time to them. For instance, the fitness thing, that's gonna be a lot of work, to be honest with you. Like, I'm gonna have to put together all these costumes and all these backgrounds, and
I mean, you could do like a teaser just as Drew.
Yeah,
like,
but at the
hey,
same
but
time, I
full
feel like
thing
that
will be...
I feel like that takes away from it though. Like I don't want to do like a half-assed version of it in like preparation for the real thing. I want to like come strong with wake up, power up, and have it be this surprising thing, and have people find it and be like, what the hell is this? Like, what is this guy doing right now? Looking like a fool. And hopefully generate some attention in that way. But I feel like if I start doing wake up, power up beforehand with some kind of half version of it, a half measure, it takes away from the final version of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that.
But other ideas are potentially doable as early precursors to full-time. I need to think about that. It's something that we're going to decide throughout the year, because we still have some time left, to be honest. Like, it's not happening in the next several months. It's still a good ways away before I can really go full-time. So we got time to plan. We got time to think about all these things and take suggestions and all that good stuff. Meepo is heading out. He's got to pretend to be a grown-up. I have work off tomorrow. Otherwise, I would be pretending as well, Meepo. Good night to you. Thank you so much for so much support tonight. Tips and sub gifts. You're the man. Everybody, once again, give Meepo a follow right now. And that is going to be the show tonight. Thank you so much for so much support. A lot of sub gifts, a lot of tips. 2 of them from Kelly. Thank you so much, Kelly. We also had some resubs early on in the night. We got Split Maniac. We had Buddy Doze. I'm sorry.
I love you, buddy. I'm glad you're still here.
Glad you're back, buddy. All you guys that supported in a big way tonight, we appreciate all of you, and the follows as well, or just watching at all. You guys are the best for even just watching what we do here on twitch.tv/levelupshow. Hit that follow button. Keep in mind that we're working towards that $10,000 goal, going full time. You can support us in a variety of ways. It could be tips, it could be subs, it could be pledge on Patreon, or it could be trying to bring new people to the channel to build this community and help us out when we do go full time. There's so many ways that you can help out. So hope you guys take advantage of that and support us in that way as we move towards this big change, this big risk that I'm willing to take. Good night, Hids. Good night, Buddy. Good night, Tiger. Good night, everybody.
No, Hids is... Wait, Hids has been here? I haven't seen Hids at all.
I think he's been lurking. Yeah.
Hids, you lurker.
Lurking tonight.
Welcome, Hids.
Of course, thank you to Discord community managers, Kelly Jellyfish and Joey Van Terra for joining us tonight and filling in for Mike and helping me out.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Mike Slacker. Can't believe him. How dare he work?
No, I know, really. No, this was a great show. You guys did a great job filling in tonight and keeping the conversation going. And it would have been hard to do without you guys, so I appreciate that.
It helped that we got heated about Snape.
That
A
was
lot of times.
That was good stuff right there.
I'm just saying, like, you know what? Let me not. I gotta go to.
We have to let it go. We have to let it go.
The polls have spoken.
The polls mean nothing, man.
Also, thank you to our producers. They are Kelly Jellyfish. They are Baz023S and Alex Bustos 98. They are $25 and up patrons at patreon.com/thelevelupnetwork. And you can become one as well, become a producer, get your shout outs and all that good stuff. I will be on tonight, Monday night, with Shadow of the Colossus. It is going to be the last boss, the last Colossus, and then I'm going to move on to another game after that. I don't know what it is yet. Keep an eye on our Discord today, discord.gg/thelevelupnetwork. I will probably put a poll on there to ask you guys what you think I should play after I finish Shadow of the Colossus, which should be, I would think, 30 minutes, maybe 45 max. So we're going to have a good 2 hours maybe after that to keep going. Subnautica is a possibility. Jameis' gift is Subnautica. Another gift that I just got was Planet Coaster. I'm very interested in playing Planet Coaster. That came from a review guy. Hids, yes, gave up on Persona 5. Not entirely. I actually was playing Persona 5 this weekend, but I'm no longer streaming Persona 5 just because I feel like it was not doing any service to the channel. It was, numbers were dwindling. People were tired of seeing it, so no longer Persona, even though Crazy Legs wants it. And Mike will be on Tuesday, of course. I'll be on Wednesday and Thursday, and the Level Up Show every Sunday here at twitch.tv/the Level Up Show. Appreciate you guys all watching. I will see you all throughout the week with gaming talk shows and game streams. Keep an eye on the chat for a raid. Don't go anywhere. Stay in the chat. It will automatically push you to the next channel we decide to do. And hope to see you next time. Until then, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up.